A beautiful morning that we welcome you to another exciting match day, specifically match day number 4 of the ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. And today we bring you another very, very exciting game. The weather is beautiful, the perfect picture settings that we have here. Almost similarly.
Fantastic morning and welcome to another exciting day. This will be match day number 4 that we're having here of the ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. My name is Tawanda Eli with Davis Karshan. It's a fantastic morning, Davis.
Yes, it is. The sun is out, so very good morning to you.
Very much a sunny morning that we're having. Change of fortunes maybe for Rwanda that they will be hoping for, as the first match that they're having today will be up against a team that has not yet suffered defeat, and that will be Uganda. Having a look at Uganda, so far they will top the table. They have played everyone. They have 3 in 3 wins, topping with 6 points. How would they be feeling coming into this game?
Obviously, the fact that you rightly stated that they are top of the log, and you would say they are a distant first again ahead of all the others, especially the fact that they managed to get a nail biter yesterday against Nigeria. They got over that particular one. You feel that right now they have a lot of momentum. If I'm not mistaken, the Uganda team has not lost, I think, 11 games in a row over the Continental Cup itself. So you feel like momentum is heavily stuck with them.
Momentum heavily stuck with them. They've been a team that has been performing well. Yesterday, they were bowling first. They kept Nigeria at 133. Rain came into play, and then their game was reduced to 11 overs. Yes. How did that affect their team strategy?
I think they nearly made the meal out of it yesterday. They simply needed to get 84 runs of 11 overs. You would have thought that would have been easy, especially based on the depth and the batting unit that Uganda does possess. However, that did not happen. I thought I give a lot of credit to Nigeria. They bowled pretty well, especially their spinners. The captain, Sylvester Okpe, came in and bowled a very, very handy spell, especially to the left-hand batters of Uganda, brought his team back. And you might have felt, perhaps Nigeria literally would have felt hard done that they actually didn't walk away with the win yesterday.
He speaks of players that were key for Nigeria, Sylvester Okpe and the rest of his bowling unit, especially his spinners. They were key in that effort of trying to restrict Uganda from chasing that total of 84 that they needed in those 11 overs. But let's take a look at players that were key for Uganda. Yes. Who do you think played an important role for Uganda?
Obviously, of course, Ramjani Alpesh picked up 5 wickets. You only considered 17, made a big difference. Pegged Nigeria back to only score 133 in the 20 overs. But more importantly, I thought for me, there was a blind of a knocker from Cosmas Chewuta, who is obviously, we know him as a fast bowler. However, I felt Nigeria did not do many things wrong yesterday. I just felt yesterday they just simply came up against a hot, blazing, pitch-hitting Cosmas Chewuta, who took the game away from them.
Quickly, we turn to Rwanda. They faced Botswana yesterday, and what a performance they put, winning by 10 wickets. What would that boost their confidence like coming into this one?
I think yesterday the fact that they picked up their first points of this particular tournament, not just points of the tournament, but also international rankings, because they beat a team that is ranked above them. You feel right now momentum is equal with them. They finally picked up the win. They are the home nations. They obviously know the home conditions. So you'd think that they want to continue that bit of momentum. They are very, very top heavy as a side. So you feel the top order, especially the opening batters, need to do the job for them yet again today.
Right. Any particular players for Rwanda that will be of importance in this one?
Oscar Manishiwa and the Rwanda captain himself, Didi. I think they have to lead from the front and make sure they try and get this ranches underway for Rwanda.
Right, we shift from the first game being played today. We go to teams that will be played later in the afternoon, and that is Botswana and Nigeria. Both on the losing end of yesterday. Yeah. What will be important for them coming in the afternoon?
I think the Nigerians would have slept better. They feel that they obviously managed to push Uganda to... They did not get the win. They didn't get over the line, but they'll be very happy with their performance yesterday. So you think and feel that Nigeria will know that they are in a good place and want to make full use of the fact that they're going to be playing Botswana, who are yet to pick up any particular point in this tournament.
Fantastic. Those are the important insights leading into matches that will be played today. Well, it's a new strip that we're playing on today. The sun is out. No signs of rain as yet. As a captain in this morning game, what would you look to do if the toss goes your way?
Logic really would dictate that with these conditions, it looks like a belt of a wicket. I'd obviously look to bat first.
Looking to bat first. He's the man that will be going to the toss. Let's head straight there.
Very good morning from us here at the Gahanga Cricket Stadium. Welcome to match day number 4 with the ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode. I am not alone. I'm joined by the captains of the side, Reza Telisha from Uganda, alongside Didier from Rwanda, and the match tournament referee in this particular one, Emmanuel Dube. Uganda are the home team. Reza Telisha will flip the coin. Tail is the call.
Tail it is.
There it is. Rwanda win the toss. Congratulations, Didi, on winning this one. What are you going to do?
I'm going to have ball first.
You're going to bowl first. Yesterday, you are the first team Rwanda to actually chase down a total in the morning game. Is there something for you guys to think about?
Yeah, it's all about partnership. So the reason why we put them in, so it's a new pitch and the outfield is still hot.
Okay, best of luck in your game. But in particular, I also want to understand, do you have any changes in this one?
Yeah, we have 2 changes. Lukunda is in, and Eric is out. Another one is Orkide is in for Neo.
Okay, best of luck in this one. Riaza Talisha, you've lost this particular toss, yet to win a toss, but what would you have done?
We wanted to ball first because of the wicket. It shows some grass in the wicket. Yeah.
Yesterday was a tricky run chase, you would say, but you guys managed to scamper through. However, any changes in this one for you?
Yeah, we have 3 changes. Siddip is out, Simon is in, Franco is out, Baguma is in, and Cosmos is out, Juma is in.
Okay, best of luck in this one. That was the news in the middle, and Rwanda won the toss and elected to ball first.
Good, it's a fresh strip that we're playing on. Also, let's have a look at the team card. That's Uganda. That'll be the opening pair will be Robinson Obuya, who's been the leader in scoring on. Simon Sisazi making a first appearance in this one. Raghav Dhawan making up the top order. Riza Aliat Shah, Danish Kumar Nakrani, Alpesh Ramja. That's the middle order. Then Juma Miyagi, Joseph Baguma also being given a run today. And Henry Nyundo complete the lower order. Then with the hard-hitting Pascal Marungi completing that middle order there.
And here we have Team Rwanda starting with Didier Ndikubimana, the captain, alongside his opening partner, Oscar Manishimwe, Isaini Mugabo, the youngster, Orkide Tuisenge, Gumisenge Daniel, Jean-Pierre Rukundo. The spinners, we've got Emil Rukiriza, Martin Akayezu, and Nadir Mohammed.
Eric Bumana opening it up. Cracker off a start. I was looking to cut that one away, but just hit it in front of square. And that'll go all the way for 4. What a way to get off the mark. And who else could it be? Besides being Robinson Obuya.
He continues where he left off last time, having the highest total in this tournament by an individual. 83 he scored last time, and crunches that. What a way to get started here this morning.
Oh, good return, good comeback. Drawing the batter forward. Good decent bounce. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, Eric Kubimana being provided the opportunity to open the bowling attack here. He's been doing that domestically for his IPRC club. But now in national colours, being put in is a great opportunity. Facing the likes of Robinson Obuya and Simon Sisazi. Simon Sisazi being the highest international scorer for Team Uganda with over 2,000 runs.
Good connection into the covers. A team brimming of confidence. Well, I should rather say teams brimming of confidence. Uganda, they've been at the top of their game from day one. While it's Rwanda, they picked up their first win yesterday versus Botswana. It was just not just a win, but a big one. 10-wicket win.
And leading side, Team Uganda. No newcomers once again here at Gahanga.
Punched, but well fielded there in the covers.
New surface there. The ball is coming on really well. It's coming on to the bat. It's got some carry to it. Bit of a grainy patch in the middle, but nothing too deceiving. Not too many demons in there for the batsman.
Nowhere to see 4 deliveries into this one. But from the look of it, either way you look at it, looks like a good batting surface if you're able to get yourself in. Good comeback from Eric Ubimanov. It's been dot ball after dot ball. A series of them 4. Just after that opening boundary that was scored off him. He's got one more delivery to think about and try and just complete it and make it a very good over. If he goes for 4 in the first one, it'll be a good start for his team.
Yeah, the first delivery just being outside off and got punished. But after that, he's made a great comeback, tightening it up, bowling in the channel of the stumps. Hard hands will bit the fielder and will race away for another boundary.
Speaking too soon about how good he has been in this over. Starts with a boundary, finishes off with one. It's 8 off the first one. And that one just being timed well. Cutting between cover and point there. Good shot. Great use and extension of the hands from Robinson to pick up the boundary of the last delivery. So the first over done. It's Uganda. 8 for no loss.
Coming now in from the airport end is Inyas Nirenganya. The left arm quick will be bowling to Simon Sisazi, facing his first delivery. Played against each other plenty of times, these two. Tries to pull that, misses out on it. Good start this for Inyas. Nearly had him.
Simon Sisazi, very experienced player. 82 matches he has under his belt. 2,081 runs. Average is just around 30. Nice is 100. 16 50s. That shows you the kind of character and man that is at the crease. A wealth of experience, depth in there. No newcomer to such situations. Goes big, it's up in the air. Fielder running after it, but it'll fall in a vacant region. And he will pick up 2 comfortably. But that's not the shot that he would have wanted to start off with.
Yeah, tried to get underneath that one. Get plenty of elevation, went vertigo on it. But not the distance. Simon Sisazi doesn't shy away from going big early on. If it's in his zone, he will go at it.
Strike rate of 123 in his career. And that's around the region that he operates. So you can understand his strategy. Pulls it away. This time it's a clean one. But there's protection out in the deep. Fielding strategy that is common of Rwanda, where you have third man and deep backward square.
Yeah, coming at Simon Sisazi, you've got to find that sweet length to be attacking him. If you go a bit too full, he'll take you down the ground. If you go a bit too short, doesn't mind taking you for a pull. Watchfully played there by Robinson, facing his first delivery of Inyas. As a left-arm pace bowler, the angle you can be creating and knowing Inyas in recent times, he's been bowling the deliveries moving away from the right-handers, swaying away from the right-handers. If only he can develop the skill of bringing it back into the right-handers is when he gets lethal.
Cut away. A good protection in the covers. Well, the art of swing bowling, especially as a left-armer, that's a lethal skill to develop. You know, always comes in handy. There are quite a number of bowlers out on the international circuit that are left-armers that you can pick any one of them that can bring it back in from Trent Bolt. If you're coming to or back home, Richard Ngarawa does that pretty well, but he does that both ways. That'll be wide. He's got one that goes straight with the arm that will be cutting across the right-hander, and then he has the ability to bring one back into the right-hander. And so that gives you a lot of variation to work with when you're bowling. So that's a skill that the young man would try and develop. But it all goes to how you hold the ball. Not a fast bowler myself. I really left that scene quite early. Took the simpler route. Tucked away leg side. Opted for the spin option. You know, shorter run up. It gives you ample time to save your energy for fielding and batting.
We come to the end of the second over there. It's 13 for no loss. So 5 runs coming off that over of Inyas. Eric Kubimana will be coming back into the attack from the pavilion end.
Play that one late. You would have loved to meet that one on the up. Just a little bit slow and get into that one. That's why it gets to hit the surface and lose its momentum. So with 2 overs already into the power play, Uganda would have said that they've assessed the situation. These 2 seasoned openers, they've had a look. Robinson Abuya has faced 10 deliveries on 9. So he's had a decent amount of time out there. They'll try to crank things up, knowing that they want to fully utilize the limitations of the power play to the bowling side.
Yeah, it's something I would call typical Abuya batting. Not a man who's always in a rush. Takes his time, gets his eye in. He knows the amount of deliveries he's facing. Loves the build-up, and once he puts the foot on the gas, does really get going. Beautiful shot this time, pierces the gap with perfection, and that will race away for 4.
A great piece of placement there from Robinson Abuya. With the sun out quite early, if you time it well and you're chasing it, it'll be a battle that you'll always be on the losing side. And that's 4 runs to him.
Yeah, picking the needle out of the haystack there was Robinson Abuya. Finest of gaps between the 2 fielders. Couldn't do much about it.
Robinson has a look at the umpire, hoping that one would be called wide.
Yeah, so far Kubimana bowling in the factors of 4. Tough call there by the umpire. So far he's given away 12 runs, all being 3 boundaries. So it's either a boundary or a dot ball.
There we go again. This time played in front of the man at mid-wicket. Just bisecting mid-wicket and mid-on. And it races away for 4. Great piece of timing again.
Have a look at that shot. Oozing elegance. Just a flick of the wrist. Timed it so well. Using the pace, the balance, the placement in the vacant region. And gets full value for 4.
Punched but right to the man at extra cover. With such kind of a field that you have, you would pretty much think that he should be bowling to his offside. But anyway, that's the end of the third. So after 3 overs, Uganda motoring at 7 runs and over. It's 21 for no loss. Somehow just get a feeling that this is a game for Ugandan batters that haven't had time out in the middle, for them to give themselves some game time. Give yourself an opportunity to score runs. There's no pressure in this one at all. You've won 3 games. You are pretty much well packed at the top of the stack there. And so just look yourself to give yourself some time.
Yeah, good looking shot there by Simon. Full control, soft hands, drops it. And really well said there, LA. The Ugandan men who haven't had their time out there, it's good to see them being provided that opportunity to spread their wings and let them fly for a bit. It's great for internal competition as well amongst themselves. Drives that but straight to the fielder.
Boya 17 from 16. His strike rate just above 100.
Story of this young man, left arm quick, used to be much quicker before his injury.
Good stroke. And well placed as well. Martin Akayesu doing some fielding there and stopping that one.
Yes, Nirenganya, like I was talking about, him being much quicker before his injury. Got a nasty blow to his shoulder. Had a tear. Was away for rehab. 9 months away from the game. It's the spirit of cricket. Trying to get back, and not just get back in the national colours. That is the importance of a left arm quick any side would love to have.
It's good to see him back. We hope that he fully recovers and gets to his optimum self. Cuts away. Placed. Timed. The man looking good. He has had plenty of rest. And this time around, pierces the field. Just backward of square there. And picks up 4.
Won't even bother looking at it. He knows his time that, placed that perfectly. So sweet off the bat there. Using the pace of Inyas. Just a fraction short and his eyes lit up. And he knew the placement.
Sasazi, man was last in action at the T20 World Cup versus New Zealand. That's in June of this year.
And that will be a wide. Yeah, clearly wide there. Trying to keep it away from the arc of Simon Sesazi. Ends up giving an extra. Keeps it on the ground. We'll come back to the story of Simon Sesazi playing against New Zealand in that World Cup, LI.
Well, it's a game that he would love to forget. Didn't do much with the bat there. Went for naught. The whole team was bowled out for 40. So, since then in June, he hasn't been in national colours. Now he's coming back in this tournament. So from June till December, you've had time to restructure yourself. And works it well leg side. And there have been others that have stepped up to that plate. but you still want to make yourself available to show that you have the pedigree to play for your nation. And as well as he does, in the leading run scorer with 2,000 plus runs in T20. End of the fourth, it's 29 for no loss. I'm talking about names that have come up to step up. Pascal Marungi, there in your picture, played a blind of a performance yesterday. But these ones, they'll be looking to step up as the next generation of Rwanda players, future stars, one of the many nice little academies that come through over the weekend here in Rwanda. Tell us a bit about those.
Yeah, lovely to see the youngsters studying in schools nearby, tuning in for some cricket action on a Saturday morning. Plenty of work done here by CWB, Cricket Without Boundaries, and Rwanda Cricket Association, pulling in numbers early on. And there'll be a bowling change as we've got Martin Akaezu coming in now from the pavilion end. It's been quite expensive against Team Uganda last time they faced each other. What a mammoth total that was, despite the game being reduced to 18 overs of play. Oh, just squeezes that to the third man region.
It's a good battle. It's a good match for Rwanda to bring themselves back. A team that you've played before, you want to do better against them. So that's an opportunity where you identify the areas in which you erred and see how you can best utilize the skills that you have. Or you develop more skills that makes you a much better opponent against them. But so far in this power play, into the fifth over, 30 runs have been scored by Uganda. They'll slightly feel that they are in control of things.
Yeah, that's definitely having a look at the wickets column there. No wickets yet. So they'll be comfortable picking up that 30 off. Beautiful delivery there, just beating the outside edge. Robinson Obuya trying to play a flamboyant shot outside off. Once again finds the fielder. Yeah, speaking of the skills and the level, the pedigree at which you represent your national side, had a word with Simon Sisazi, asking him about the experience back at the World Cup. And he told me, Zaid, they're all human beings. The difference is in the discipline.
Oh, good ball. Mareva Robinson will feel like he missed out there, trying to just hit that one under his eyes there. Beaten for pace. And played it late. He's going for a booming drive. Not much of a huge step towards the ball. There was a big gap between bat and pad. Trusting his eye in timing that one. Better. But still no run. This has been good. This is what Rwanda need to do. String up a few dot balls. If you can get in a couple of overs where you don't go for much, you create that pressure, especially within the power play, because they haven't used really much of it, and that is Uganda.
Just one run coming off this over. Does he finish it off well here, Martin Akaezu? On the pads there. Won't be given. Looked like he was sliding down the leg. Excellent over. Starts off with just one run and will have the round of applause by the youngsters watching keenly by the banks here at Gahanga. It's 30 for no loss after 5. Surely we'll be having some Martin Akaezus and Zapi Bimenyimanas and Orchide Tuisenges amongst that young crowd you saw on your screens. Lots of hard work being put in by Rwanda Cricket Association domestically, trying to drag in the numbers.
When was the first time that you watched your first cricket game as a youngster, Zaid?
Well, it was a long, long time ago, but I was about 6, 7 years old, coming from a cricketing family. My parents, my dad, my uncles started cricket here in a land of 1,000 hills, the pioneers of cricket in Rwanda.
It's a rich history. It's a good name to carry around, introducing the game. There'll be a change in bowling. Spin into the attack, into the final over of the power play. Nadir Mohammed being given the ball. Quick single taken. That's good running. And the reason for that single is understanding that this is the last over of the power play. You want to utilize much of it. And there's no better man to give the strike to than Robinson Obuya, who's on 18 from 22.
Yeah, and also kudos to Didier Ndikubimana trying his option of spin as the final over of the power play, bringing in Nadir Mohammed, who's got a nick of picking up wickets. He keeps looking for variations and offers. Loud appeal there. And a shake of the head. A tight call. Hit him high on the pads.
Yeah, with no turn on the surface, I'll say that one was going with the arm. Let's have a look at that one again. Looking where it pitched, going down with the arm, and where it struck him on the pad. His front foot well on that leg stump, so it just hit him outside of the pad, so it would have been going down with the arm. Good call from the umpire.
Once again, bowling in that particular corridor there is Nadir Mohammed. And bringing Nadir early on, the benefit is the amount of drift he gets through the air. That can be quite interesting for the batsman to face. Punches it down the ground. Yeah, speaking of the history of cricket here in Rwanda, fills my heart with pride from where we've got to where we've began from. We heard the voice of Charles Harbour yesterday here in the commentary box, one of the founders of cricket in Rwanda. Oh, gets a thick outside edge. The chase is on by Eric Kubimana, but the ball wins the race for 4.
Now this outfield, having been baked early by the sun, is now lightning fast. Just a touch of it, it'll run away for 4. And this one, a thickish outside edge, not really a shot of confidence. But he runs away for 4, despite the efforts of the fielder to cut it off. And still failed.
And one of the quickest fielders there couldn't get to it. The trouble for Nadir has been that arm ball that he bowls, at times losing his line. It was a stretch for Simon Sesazi. This time keeps it on the ground.
That'll be the end of the 6th over, end of the power play. 36 for no loss for Uganda. They will be 20 runs short from their first time when they played Rwanda. But they'll be better in the fact that they haven't lost wickets in the first game. They'd lost 2 wickets at the end of the power play. Now 57 for 2, but this time around, it's just been 36 on the board. Robinson Obuya, 19 from 25. Simon Sesazi, 15 from 11.
And there's the bowling card for Team Rwanda. Eric Ubwimana has given away 16 in his 2. And an excellent start this by Martin Akeyezu. 1 over 1 run. Nadir Mohammed sticking to 6 per over as well. As we're done with the power play, there'll be a change in the comms box.
And there it is. Robinson Obuya taking a liking already to Martin Akayezu's big in swingers and manages to work that to that vacant mid-wicket region. Wide of long on. Got right under that one. You would say it was in the block hole, and he clears that boundary with so much ease. I'm not alone. I am joined by Bob Songa, former Rwandan captain. Bob, very good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Davis. Good morning to our lovely viewers all over the world. Into the body once again. There's a fielder chasing it. The chase is in vain. He is now dealing in boundaries. Is Robinson Obuya, spoiling, of course, the figures of Martin Akayezu, who bowled his first over, went for only 1 run. Look at that on the replay.
Slightly short delivery, but Robinson Obuya getting just enough bat to play it wide youths over that fine leg region. Back-to-back boundaries. Martin Akayezu had a brilliant first over. Consider just 1 run in that one, you would have felt that he had literally looked to try and bring Rwanda back and not allow Uganda get up to a blistering start. But his first 2 deliveries in this over have gone for boundaries. When you concede 10 runs in your first 2 balls, more often than not, the batters are looking to make that a minimum of a 15-run over.
Healthy outside edge flies over the wicketkeeper, straight to the boundary. Make that 3 boundaries on the trotter for Robinson Obuya. Fortune favors the brave, of course, as he moves to the 30s. You would feel as they get to, of course, 50 up, just right after the power play, is Team Uganda.
Robinson Obuya yet again throws his hands. He's known to have very good hands. Didier, hands on heads. He felt that perhaps he could have put in a big dive. See if he could manage to get glove to reach. He didn't do that, and that ran away down to that 3rd man region for 4 runs. Stadium and the stands are pretty loud. The youngsters making their voices be counted, trying to support their Rwandan counterparts out there on the field. Great work, you would say, by Cricket Without Boundaries, getting the youngsters involved in the game, and more importantly, bringing them to the stadium to watch their heroes play.
Full ball again, driven powerfully down the ground is the call. They take on, they decide to stay with just that single. But I feel here, Davis, Didier Nkubwimana has missed our trick of not giving Emiro Kiriza the off spinner to come from the pavilion end. Of course, right after the power play, when the field is spread, these two have not been comfortably playing spin up front.
I think I hear what you're saying, especially when you look back at what the 2 spinners did for Rwanda yesterday. They managed to peg, you would say, Botswana back. They brought the game back for Rwanda. But think about it in the sense of you're a former captain. Martin Akayezu had only gone for 1 run in his previous over, so why not bring him back?
I make that 4 boundaries. Who plays second fiddle is the fielder in the deeper. With an offer on that occasion from Martin Akayezu. And the man who's looking for form obliges and brings out the grass cutter, beating that fielder in covers, of course.
Looking at that, didn't need to use his feet much, but he does have quality in his arms, and he crisply drives that through that cover region. A lot of work to attempt to do by the fielder at extra cover. He only came 2nd in that chase.
An expensive over from Martin Akayezu. So far, 19 runs are coming off the first 5 deliveries of his second over. I would love him, of course, to finish on a high. Nicked and taken. And the finger is up. Martin has the last laugh as he gets the outside edge over Simon Sesazi, who has to take a long way back to the dugout. His drought of runs still haunts him is Simon Sesazi. Look at that on the replay, Davis.
Not much room there to work with for Simon, unfortunately. Didn't bounce as high as he wanted. He was cramped for room and could only get a faint feather to that. And is dismissed for 19. He was looking good, striking it at 146. I don't think he'll feel so hard done with his work. But in new frame there, the youngsters being coached by Cricket Without Boundaries here in Rwanda. Obviously, they did enjoy that moment that allowed Rwanda pick up their first wicket.
Oh, what a moment there for the young kids, of course. Seeing their brothers, of course, especially Martin, who comes from this area of Gahanga. This is where all these kids you're seeing here, they come from this particular region of Gahanga. It is 55-41 after 7. Drawing first blood is Martin Akayezu. A little bit expensive, but he made sure he picks up the first wicket for Team Rwanda.
Great camera work there by the camera crew. Getting right in the faces of those youngsters. You can see the excitement written all over their faces. That's exactly what you want to see. Rwanda Cricket Association will only be hoping among that whole crowd if they can look to get 10 international cricketers. The project will have done its job.
The deal to continue from the airport end. He's been very tidy. Two right-handers at the crease. He has a deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, a long off, long on, a deep extra cover. Those are the boundary riders for Nadil Mohammed. Stretches him, soft hands there from Robinson Obuya.
Bittersweet moment, you would say, in the last over. Conceded 19 runs, but managed to pick up that prize scalp of Simon Sesazi.
Goes on the back, straight to that man, shot number 7, Daniel Gumisenge. He's been very tidy in that cover region. Would love to keep bowling tight lines. Is Team Rwanda. Goes flashing bigger. Ends up connecting into his stumps is Robinson Obuya. What a moment for Nadil Mohammed picking up the second wicket. The crowd is up on their feet. They know how big the wicket is over Robinson Obuya, who has to depart for his 34 of 32.
And the Rwandan fans are alive here at the Gahanga Cricket Stadium. They've enjoyed that. Uganda lose 2 wickets without a run. Looking at the replay there. Full and straight delivery. Robinson Obuya chances his arm. Goes for a big wild slog. Attempted slog. Could only get a faint edge. And he plays that right onto his leg stump. He loses his wicket. Good passage of play here for Rwanda. They picked up 2 wickets. They've sent the openers back to the hut without conceding a run. So it's been 4 dot balls in a row with Uganda losing 2 wickets.
And of course, with 2 new batsmen at the crease, you would feel Rwanda is back into the game. Of course, after leaking those 19 runs from Martin Akayezu, coming back to my point of bringing Emiru Kiriza into the attack as a speeder, you would see the temptations from Robinson Obuya trying to hit into the bigger part of the ground, ending up chipping away another easy wicket, not converting his stats. But you would feel again here, Davis, despite that over of Martin, they had a very good power play is Team Rwanda, making sure they restrict Team Uganda to 36, moving at 6 runs and over. That was a pretty decent job from Didier and his boys.
Yes, looking at how the Rwandan bowlers were belted last time around they played against Uganda, they conceded 193 runs in 18 overs. If you told them that they were going to concede just 36 runs for no loss against Uganda in the power play, they would have taken that. So they did a fantastic job, I want to believe. But back to the cricket itself, Riyazat Alisha, the captain of the Uganda team, is on strike. It's just first 1 delivery.
Flighted delivery there once again from Nadil. Enticing delivery there to see if he can take him downtown. But of course, from that interview yesterday after the game, Riyazat Alisha mentioning that his batsmen, this is the right time against this particular side, Team Rwanda, to come out and get a big total. But I'll tell you, Nadil is not making it very easy for these ones as he finishes his second over, giving away a maiden wicket over from Nadil Mohammed. It is 55 for 2 after 8. You see the batting chart, the 2 openers back into their hat. 34 from Robinson Obuya off 32 and Simon Sesazi 19 of 13. Two new batsmen at the crease. Raghav Dhawan alongside the captain, Riyazat Ali Shah.
Swing of the bowlers are the more important thing is the wicket column there, and Martin Akayezu together with Nadir Muhammad picking up those wickets, setting the openers back the hat. And there is the bowling change that Bob Songa was asking for. Emil Richards is going to be operating from the pavilion end, comes in to replace Martin Akayezu just before this over. For me, it was good captaincy from Didier to recognize that he had two new batters on the wicket, and he knows that Nadir Muhammad, who has done well against Uganda, is, you would say, he's a leading wicket taker. He's the person that makes things happen for Rwanda. He gave him a slip fielder to try and see if he can nick off one of the two new batters. Strange that this time round Emil doesn't have that slip option, especially against Raghav, who is struggling for runs.
Flighted deliver again one more time. Soft hands from that man Raghav. He needs a big score. He wants a big score indeed. Can this be the day for Raghav to unleash his potential? Plays it on the back foot. Very smart bowling from Emiru Kiriza.
Yeah, I think these days in international cricket, a lot of teams do a lot of homework. I would have liked to see a slip fielder there. Bring in the mid off, the long off to the boundary. Bring him up from the boundary. Put some bit of pressure on Raghav to go over the infield. Bring the extra cover in. Especially because Rwanda right now are on top. It's a good passage of play for them.
Absolutely. Goes big again. Downtown, but there's the fielder Martin Akayezu along off to carry it off to only one run.
Yeah, but that single is an easy single for Raghav, especially a man who is short of runs. You'd have imagine if the long off had been up in the ring at that mid off region. It would have meant that it would have been a dot ball. He would still be on zero. But it is what it is, and I guess, Bob, that's why we're in the commentary box, not doing the big business, the stuff that matters there on the wicket.
At the outside edge, but straight to the fielder, Orkideti saying a short man. They're not comfortable at the moment, at these two in the middle, not middling the ball. But again, you would feel for Team Uganda after, of course, yesterday's scare from the Nigerians, picking up a couple of wickets in that chase of 84 in 11 overs. Plays it on the back foot. You would see now exactly what you've been talking about. That he bowled it a little bit too short on that occasion. But of course, with the liking of Raghav Dhawan looking for runs, he's not comfortable.
There it is, another easy single. Didier, bring the mid-off and the extra cover in. Put a slip fielder for Raghav. Put some pressure on him. But with that single, Uganda 58 for 2 after 9.
There is Nadil coming in to bowl his third over. But again, when you look at the way Team Rwanda, the bowling attack of Team Rwanda, you would feel they're missing out. They are a spinner shot in their attack.
Those are the kinds of runs from a man that is very low on confidence, you would say. But I like Nadim largely because if you look at his deliveries, if you had the pitch map or just have a look at it quickly, a lot of his deliveries look to attack the stump. So he brings in the bold and LBW options. Balls that are a bit too straight and too full. Riyazat Ali Shah manages to work that down to long on.
Very good point there, Davis. He has a deadly ball that drifts into the pads. If you miss, he hits, of course. And also love the fact that Didier Ndikugumana this time round has set the right field for his bowlers. Cut away this time round. There's protection in the deep one more time to carry it off to only one run. Bowling to their field, the bowlers today, you would see they have done their homework superbly. Not allowing the batsmen of Uganda to free their arms.
I think good tactics, you would say, for me right now. Rwanda you would feel, are the happier of the two sides. They have put the brakes on Uganda's attempt to get away quickly.
Try to sneak in a single batter. They feel that in the covers he's very agile. And electric is the young Daniel. Pressure climbing again for Team Uganda, but you would feel for them because they have a very good batting lineup. They need to take their time out there in the crease at these two. Get a taste, of course, of the new wicket. Plays it on back foot, inside edge. Nearly chops it on is the captain, Riyazat Ali Shah.
Yesterday, because it was match day number 3 on that older wicket, you would say Riyazat Ali Shah played on to that leg spinner. The wicket yesterday was a bit of a two-pace wicket, but whereas today seems to be a new strip, it's been a bit two-pace yet again. And there it is, the slip fielder is called into play. They scamper through for a single. Chance opportunity, not taken. And with that single, we'll bring an end to the 10th. Uganda at 62 for 2.
Halfway the stage of the first innings, 62 for 2 after 10, of course. Emilio Kiriza to continue from the pavilion end, but again, Davis already 10 overs down. When you remove that over of Martin of 19, they have managed to squeeze them for only 7 runs in the next 3 overs. Of course, with that maiden over, Nadil goes big this time round, up and over. Shot to release some pressure from Raghav Dhawan.
Just looking at that replay there, slightly full delivery. Raghav feels he's hard enough, and he goes for the big slog sweep, hits it right in front of square over that long on. It is Riyazat actually. Riyazat Ali Shah goes yet again, taking a liking to the bowling of Emil Ruchiriza. And it is back-to-back sixes. The spinners have been bowling well in tandem. However, Riyazat has put pressure back on the young off-spinner.
Oh, what a hit. 12 runs off 2 balls. Picking it outside off stump this time round from Riyazat Ali Shah. The biggest so far in this innings. Switching gears at these two, especially, of course, the captain leading from the front already into 15 of 10 with those 2 hits.
And of course, following that massive hit, there is a bit of what you'd call a clan meeting there for Rwanda. Couple of players, 7 in number, converging. To give some words of wisdom to Emil Ruchiriza. It would have been great to have the graphics about Emil Ruchiriza's bowling. But I did talk about the fact that he bowls from slightly behind the bowling or the popping crease itself. So he basically increases what would have been the 22 yards, giving the ball a lot more time in the air. But the difference between him and Nadim for me is that Nadim's line of attack is in the stumps, unlike Emil. Emil's line of attack is about 4th, 5th, or even 6th stump outside. And that allows batters to free their arms. Hence why he concedes quite a bit more runs than he should.
A much better line and length there from Emilio Kiriza, threatening the outside edge of a man who's struck 2 back-to-back maximums of his bowling. Emil, most of the times you could see he's always trying to get that turn, bowling it into the right-handers, whereas Nadil Mohammed is bowling it a little bit quicker and targeting the stumps and pads. You see.
Well, speaking about that, I don't think there's a better person for Emil to learn from than Franco Nsobuga. Does not bowl the ball anything beyond 4th stump. You look at that, that's again very wide. And Riyazat Ali Shah will take a liking to it. He muscles it down to that vacant extra cover region through that particular place. Picks up 4 runs, turning out to be a big over here for Uganda.
Already, of course, 16, 2 deliveries to come. Switching gears is the captain. He loves these grounds. He's played here on a couple of occasions with an offer on that occasion, allowing him to free his arms, piercing that gap between covers. No chance whatsoever in the deep. Opening up the face to run it down third man, but again this time straight to Orchide at short third.
Yet again on that particular delivery, too much width. Ball is way too outside off stump, and that allows batters the freedom to free their arms. I reckon that will be an area for Emil to look to work on.
Oh, doesn't miss out. He misses out on that occasion. Another one wide on offer there. He gets away with that, I reckon. And with that single, we come to the end of the 11th, 79 for 2. Nadir will be coming in to finish, of course, his quarter from the airport end. He would love to pick up a wicket and end on high. Soft hands again. You would see the way, exactly what you've been talking about, Davis.
Yeah, you just see the difference. It's very crystal clear. Nadim's line of operation is a lot straighter. He attacks the stumps. You spare thought for Nadir. He needs to find another bowler to support him. He's doing all the heavy lifting.
Soft hands again, straight to the fielder at short third man. Very smart bowler he is, of course. He knows a thing or two about Riyazat Ali Shah's batting. Exactly what I've been talking about. You would feel there a bowler short, especially a spinner in their attack. Full ball this time round. There's a fielder who can watch it sail over him.
That's very well swept from Riyazat Ali Shah. The ball busts through the arms there of Martin Akayezu fielding a deep square leg. Ball was slightly down the leg side. Through the kitchen sink at it and right through Martin Akayezu's hands. If he was standing on the ring, you will feel that he might have completed the chance. Martin Akayezu yesterday had another brain freeze moment down there long off. So his fielding is obviously something he'll want to work on. Because that opportunity, that's a big moment in the game.
Big moment it is. You do not want to drop Riyazat Ali Shah. Much better line again from Nadir Mohammed this time round. Coming a little bit straight. A lot of smiles are going on in the middle. In no time, Riyazat is on 26 of 18. Having struck, of course, 3 maximums so far in his innings. Oh, getting some patches is Nadir Mohammed.
That drop could be a very big defining moment. Because Nadir would have picked up his second. Uganda would have lost a third, but that third being important, it being the captain.
Cut away this time round. There is protection in the deep. They will settle for only 1 run to end a very fantastic spell. Is Nadir Mohammed. For his 4 overs, he has gone for only 17 runs and picked up a big wicket. What a gem of a bowler he is. It is 86 for 2 after 12.
And with the runs leaking from the pavilion end, Didier has no option but to make the bowling change. Emil Ruchiriza takes a break. And he throws the cherry back to Martin Akayezu. He had a very good first over. He conceded just 1. Fortunately followed it up, conceding 19. It's been a case of 2 extremes for both the bowlers. Both Martin Akayezu and Emil Ruchiriza had beautiful first overs but conceded heavily in their second. But Didier will need them to obviously put in a much better shift.
You would feel for Didier, of course, turning back to Martin Akayezu after bowling his 2 overs. But again, when you look at that man, shot number 42, Rukundo Jean-Pierre, with his variations, his off-cutters and leg cutters, this would have been the right moment for the young man to come into the attack.
Yeah, fair point. But I think Didier is thinking, I think Jean-Pierre went for 44 the last time he played against Uganda in 3 overs. It was a bit of a rude awakening. But I think today is a new day. It would have been good to give him an opportunity to throw the new ball to the young man and see how well he can do.
Into the pads, loud appeal. Looks like it flicked the pads. Will be leg buys are signaled by the umpire, of course. But again, when you look at the potential of Martin Akaye's bowling in the death overs with his deadly yorkers, I would love to have his 2 overs at the back end of the innings, allowing, of course, that man Rukundo Jean-Pierre to come in these middle order overs.
I think I agree with you entirely. Would have liked to see that bowling scorecard. The scamper through for a single, attempted single. Riyazat Alisha sends Dawan back. I would have liked to see the bowling scorecard because I feel at this particular point, Rwanda have only used 5 bowlers. So if they are ever going to have to bring in that 6th bowler, maybe bowling at extra bowler, they need to bring him early. So Jean-Pierre would have liked to bowl now in this passage of play when you would say Ragav has not yet gotten in his groove going, rather than bring him at the back end when the blades are hot.
Plays on back footer. He still struggles. Is Ragav the one? But again, I would love to see him get a single and allow the captain, of course, to face more deliveries.
And Bobby of all people think he doesn't want to get the single. But again, I talked about something to do with his trigger. I just feel his trigger movement with those feet is a bit too late, so he finds himself slightly short on time to play the shot. There it is. Exactly, because the trigger is right before the bowler delivers the ball, you find that he doesn't have as much time, to pick up the line, pick up the length, and actually make the much needed connection. So he finds himself slightly late on the shot. And so far, the fact that he scored 4 off 10, a very, very pedestrian knock, it will tell you 1 or 2 things about that technique.
Takes a little shimmy and gets something on it, beating the fielder at short fine leg. He'll get a boundary. Is Ragav the one? Sense of relief for him.
Big in swinger, shuffles right across. Squeaky runs, you would say. But he will take the 4 runs and hope to build on momentum. If he can at least look to keep rotating the strike. Yesterday, Uganda were literally guilty of picking up a big dot ball percentage in that middle phase against Nigeria, who turned out to be a potential banana peel. Raga pulls out of that one. Martin Akayezu will have to do it all over again. Good passage of play for Uganda. They are at 91 for 2 with just 1 delivery to end the 13th. They'll feel like they're back in it. They'll be looking to get that 160 mark, you would think, Bob.
I'll tell you, given that they have Nakrani Alpeshramjani back into the dugout, Pascal Murunji, that 180 plus would be ideal for Team Uganda. Takes a little shimmy once again. Straight to the fielder, Izai, who's been kept very busy in the field to close off the end of the 13th with a 92 for 2.
Looking at the bowling scorecard there, the important column there is the wicket column, whereby Nadim, the pick of the bowlers, has picked up 1, conceded just 17. Martin Akayezu picked up the other wicket. It's gone for 25 in his 3. Not much success for the other bowlers. Martin Akayezu is the other one who picked the wicket, but the bowlers for Rwanda will feel that they just need to keep things quiet a little bit, and there is a bowling change from the airport end. Jean-Pierre Rukundo. Rukundo, a familiar name across the border, you will say.
Rukundo means love. back of a length there. Well played again from Ragav, allowing the captain to take strike.
I would like to hope that Rukundo does not think too much about the last time he bowled against this Cricket Cranes outfit. Just needs to think about it being a new day. Ball in his areas. He has 5 men patrolling the boundary. Just should not pitch the ball up to Riyazat Ali Shah.
Soft hands opening up the face, but straight to the fielder at point Orkide to Yisenge. It's going to be a very good experience for the youngster Rukundo Jean-Pierre bowling at Riyazat Ali Shah, who looks to be a little bit warmed out there at the crease. 27 off 22. Of course, we are yet to see the best out of the captain.
Good length there from the youngster. Taking all the pace off his bowling, that in-between length. That hard length, not allowing Riyazat Ali Shah to get right under it. Speaking best moments for me, I think this has been the best cricketing weather we've had so far in the tournament. On match day number 4 of the ILT20 Continental Cup powered by Fancode.
Talking about the sun, I believe our co-commentator Eli, it's his first time to see the sun out here in Kigali. Change of pace again, flashes out, but there is protection in the deep extra cover. Oscar Manishimwe, who cuts it off to only 1 run.
Good length yet again from the youngster. Just to not pitch the ball up to the batters, especially that very short straight boundary. That is the length, in my opinion, to keep bowling, especially if you're taking off pace. You then will challenge the batters.
Given that they haven't faced, of course, Rukundo Jean-Pierre, full on that occasion, doesn't get enough timing straight to the fielder in the deep to carry it off to only 1 run. You'd feel Ragav, the man who's been struggling, he has missed out on that one.
Yeah, the young Rukundo gets out with that full toss, but he will take that single. But he'll also know that with 1 delivery to go in his over, he needs to close this over, not concede the boundary. And he will have done a fantastic job for his captain Didier. How does he close out the over? Would be the question for the young man.
Cut away, straight to the fielder in the deep. What an over it has turned out to be for the young Jean-Pierre Rukundo, giving away only 4 runs in his first over. It is a 96 for 2 after 14 overs. As I will come Mr. Eli back into the commentary box. 96 for 2 for Team Uganda. There you see the batting chart. Robinson Obuya 34 off 32, 19 off 13 from Simon Sesazi. And these two are putting on a partnership in between, of course, the captain 29 off 25 and Ragav, the one's pedestrian 11 off 14. With, of course, 6 overs to go. Eli, what do you reckon would be a very good total for Uganda moving forward?
Oh, your 6 overs. It's time to put the foot onto the pedal, amp up things a bit. 8 wickets in hand. You should look about 160, no, 170 there. But that will require quite an impressive pool, scoring around 15 runs and over there.
I have the fact that the bowlers, as we see Martin, of course, coming in to finish his quarter from the pavilion end, they've been bowling to their field. One of the reasons they have not leaked a lot of runs are from the Ugandan side. They've learned a thing or two about the Ugandan batsmen. Is Team Rwanda takes a little shimmy, swing and a miss. Beaten by pace is Ragav, the one.
Throwing the kitchen sink at that one. There was no shape in the way that he went for that shot. Really didn't look well to hit it into the direction that he wanted. A man under a lot of pressure, I tell you. And his Ragav Dhawan is looking and searching for runs. But this is the perfect opportunity. Again, trying to hit it leg side. That's where he is losing shape. You're trying to hit a ball that is well outside off some, dragging it to your leg side. Why does it indeed rather open up the offside? There's only one fielder there. That's a sweeper. In front of square, that's a huge gap. Just backward of square, there's a huge cavity. Besides point, just being backward of point. So those are the areas he should be looking to score there.
And the fact that he's trying to overhit the ball instead of getting the timing right, allowing, of course, Team Rwanda, they will be very happy with the 3 dot balls.
Even Rizi Alet Shah is showing him the area. Go offside. That's where you can be able to make contact. Or maybe he's going to try and just shimmer a little bit much more even across his stumps. There we go. And shimmers across more. And he gets the desired boundary that he was desperately looking for. It'll take him to 15. But that's not a bad line to bowl by Akeazu. Now keep it there. Or make a bluff. As if I'm going to go in that region again. Because I know again he's going to come across the stumps again. Bowl straighter. Go look towards those stumps. Because he's exposing them.
That boundary, of course, from Ragav brought the 100 up for Team Uganda. Last delivery to Kama. Goes big this time round. Not enough connection. There's the fielder charging in. Rikiriza Emil, who takes a very good catch running forward to dismiss, of course, Ragav Dhawan for his 15 off 19 deliveries. You would feel he's been put out of his misery.
No, definitely he has. Ragav Dhawan trying to go for a big one. The frustration of having chewed up 3 dot balls in an over where you're looking to take charge, looking to go big. You departs for 15 of 19. Uganda, they lose their third, and it'll be 101 for the loss of 3 after 15. Have a look again. Coming off the toe end of the bat, plenty of height, not enough distance. Good running catch there. And yep, he's definitely out.
$101 for the loss of 3. 15 overs have gone by. New man in, Dinesh Kumar Nakrani. Seen him play handy knocks for the Ugandan side before. There is a man, 15 off 19. Got the elevation, not the distance behind it. Rukundo coming in for his second over from the airport end. Gets hit in the air, catches the call, fielder gets underneath it, and it's been put down. He spilled a massive catch. That would have been a massive blow to the Ugandan side as the skipper survives.
A big heave to the longer part of the boundary. Had plenty of height, not enough the distance, and Ignace Ntinyanga makes a meal of it. What should have been a simple catch. Plenty of height. Trying to clear that 80-meter boundary. And fell right onto his lap. But he couldn't collect it.
Yeah, going for the high apex there. Playing against the breeze as the wind drags it back into the ground, cutting the distance. It's a good tactic by the Rwandan side. Slow one this time, keeping it tight is Rukundo.
This would be good for Rukundo and Rwanda. You're bowling to a new man. And try to keep him on strike as much as possible. Give yourself a chance to either pick the wicket or get in a few dot balls there. And that will create the pressure that will sort of stifle Uganda's desire to score big. Down the track again. No run. The throw unnecessary.
Yeah, very different bowling perspective this time by Team Rwanda, taking on the neighbors. They've learned a thing or two from the pass interaction. But with the tail being so long here for Team Uganda, you've always got to be on your toes. Oh, it takes a thick outside edge. Couple of bounces and it races for a boundary. Fortunate for Riyazat, wasn't in control of that, but we'll shake hands.
Threw everything at that one. Thickish outside edge. One bounce and over the boundary for four. Unfortunate boundary. Fortuitous for him. You will welcome those. Rwanda, a little bit pale shot of themselves. They scored around 192 in their first encounter. This time around, I don't think they have enough in the bag to go again at that. Oh, this one off the middle. And that's a cracking shot. That one is a shot full of confidence. 6.
Yeah, just thrashes it down the ground, gives it all. Plenty of height and elevation, and the distance is of no question there as the skipper launches that into the banana plantation. New balls plays. 10 runs in 2 deliveries there. Being a very expensive over all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is the opportune time for Rwanda to go for Uganda to go for it. I beg your pardon for that mishap. Confusing the two. Rukiriza, Rukunda, they will have a chat there. What do they need to do? Because from everything from here on, Uganda will be saying, let's have a go. Because they have enough arsenal in the 7 wickets that are remaining.
Outside off there. No run taken. And again, the tactic here, trying to bowl the slower deliveries towards the Ugandans, it's optimal depending on what batsman you're bowling to. The likes of Riyazat Ali Shah love facing the slower ones. We're done with 16 overs here. It's 113 for 3. Yeah, the skipper into the 40s now. 41 off 30. What a time he's having out there in the middle. Definitely the standout captain for this tournament. Always quick on his toes. Quick decisions. Wise decisions. Always backing his players. Love the communication he's got within the squad.
I think the key thing for him, besides being a good leader, is that he's leading a good side. He has a lot of options that he can go for. So when you have that kind of amount of firepower, you know who to turn to. You're not short of players that can come to the party. Unlike other sides where you have limited options, and if you use those and they're not working, you really don't know where to go. In fact, you have got no other option but just to keep on using them. But the beauty about Uganda is that everyone has different abilities and they can all be turned to at each particular time.
Very well said there.
Big heave straighter. Someone help us bring that back. The kids, watch out. Has been hit into the next field there where there's another game by the little ones.
That is a biggie. A massive, massive hit down the ground. Lovely swing of the bat. So much power, clears the mount with ease. That is a 90-meter boundary right there for you.
Now was hit with a lot of force. Dinesh Kumar Nakrani, are you sure your bat is still intact there?
Strong, strong lad. Goes harder this time, once again around the corner. And in no time it will reach the boundary ropes for 4. Wrong line by Eric. He starts off very expensive in his third over. 10 off 2.
Straying leg side, just helping it on its way. Shot fine leg inside the 30-yard circle. There's nothing you can do to save you there. In short, enough time to get under it and just help it on its way. This will be the test, death bowling for Rwanda. That's how they were able to get punished in the first game, getting to 192. Big heave again. Man under it. And that will be the demise of Danish Kumar Nakrani, trying to go big, but a beautiful catch. Eric Rukunda says that I have your number. Eric Kubimana makes the call. Came off the toe end of the bat and just catching it down on one knee. Beautiful catch by Rukiriza. And the celebration after that, Eric Kubimana made a call with the boot.
And that will be the end of the shot cameo by Dinesh Kumar Nakrani. The fielder in the deep, Emil Rukiriza, made it look so casual, so easy. It's 123 for 4. One for the fan of numbers. New man in, Alpesh Ravilal comes in to join the skipper. Another left-hander. So the sequence continues with a right-hand, left-hand combination for Team Uganda. And they understand the amount of overs remaining here. So what sort of an approach will be needed to squeeze as much as possible?
Alpesh Ramjani, another handy left-hander. He can hit a ball many a mile. He understands the assignment. He goes offside straight from the go. And takes a single.
Yeah, and from the looks of it, they'll be having a go. It'd be nice to see the skipper also getting to his landmark there. Starts off expensive, then picks up a wicket, Eric Kubimana. So the fluctuations there, quite visible. Goes hard, doesn't time it well. Will be just a 1.
125 for 4 Uganda. Almost 17 overs gone. They would love to get at least to push it to 150, 160 there. If they can have 2 overs where they can really go big. If the remaining 3 go bigger, then they can get 170. They'll feel like they have enough in the tank. Worked away for a single.
Eli, what would be your advice or your approach to the Ugandan side in this particular situation where you know they've got few overs remaining? What would be your approach as the Rwandan side here?
And as we mark the end of the 17th over, it's 126 for 4. We'll pick up that point in the next one. Well, it's 3 overs remaining. Love your question to be specific. Are you saying to Rwanda or Uganda? Which of the two?
I asked regarding Rwandan bowlers.
All right, with Rwandan bowlers, it's simple. The mathematics is simple. Looking at where the wickets have come from, it's every time that everyone tries to clear that long boundary, the 80-meter one where you're hitting it into the wind. So if you have an opportunity, like right now you're bowling to Alpesh from Johnny, put it outside off stump. Make him target the offside. And that's the areas you should be going. Yorkers outside of off stump. Make him hit it into the wind. That way you have an opportunity of it holding up, and maybe you can also get a few runs scored off you because that's a bigger boundary. But if you stray, you will go for plenty. It's chipped in the air.
Yeah, totally agreeing to your point there. And also helping it to stay away from the arc of the left-hander. But Alpesh also loves playing the inside-out shot. It's good on the offside. But most often, what you're good at is where you commit the mistakes.
Yeah, the inside-out shot, yes, it's a handy shot to have in your eyes, but it's not every day that you're going to play it perfectly. Sometimes it'll come off, sometimes it won't. Oh, slower ball, well bowled. But it's the longer boundary. Now pick up 2.
Yeah, we've seen internationally the likes of Rohit Sharma pulling that shot extremely well, but the Australians always put that man in that specific position, allowing him to go for that pull shot. If it doesn't come off, most often it goes into the hands of the fielder.
Flashes at that one, it's in the air. And then that will be another one. And that's where you need to bowl, outside off stump. Make them go for the big shot. Top edge, that one. Rizalia Cha will depart for 44. He was looking for a big one, but there was no pace to work with on that one.
Deceived by the variation of pace, Inyas Nganya picks up the massive wicket of the skipper. Riyazat Ali Shah didn't time that. And the curse of 40s continues here at Gahanga.
The skipper of Uganda, he has to go. He will depart for a well-made 44 of 33. But however, his team, they won't be happy because it's an unfortunate time to lose a man who was striking it at a strike rate of 133. Ignace picks up his wicket. Catch completed by Jean-Pierre Rukundo. But if you ever look at that dismissal again, you will see what I was talking about. Bowling outside off stump. Don't put it into the arc way they'll go leg side. Look at that. Pitched well outside. Trying to go hard at it. Extending his arm. Not in control of the shot. Yes, it's going with the wind, but it had no power behind it.
Yeah, you could see him connecting that one hand off the bat. As it left him, he knew the moment it went in the air that he was a gone man. Just hoping for the wind to carry it over, but not enough.
Juma Miyagi, new man, takes the single.
And we've seen from the likes of the Ugandan bowlers, they can have a go at it as well. We saw the player of the match yesterday, Cosmos, striking it neat and clean. Juma Miyagi has struck a few in the past here on the same field. Not for the national side, but domestically he's well aware of the conditions. Pulls that, catches the call, will land shot of Manishima Oscar there. Scare leg.
Oh, he took off the local league. He smashed a couple in the last game. To Juma Miyagi. He hit 2 big sixes. And that came in handy in his team getting to a decent total. So definitely quite handy with the bat. Alpesh from Ghana, we saw him score half century. Juma Miyagi doing the sensible thing. Give the man that is known for a better strike rate. Give him strike. But this is good. This is good for Rwanda because in this whole entire over, there has been no boundaries scored. 18 overs done, and it's 132 for 5 where they picked up a wicket of Riza Aliyat Shah. So it's down to the last two. Who will bowl the penultimate over for Rwanda? Having a look at Rwanda's bowling card, who they tend to. Eric Bumana given 3 overs, 1 for 29. Ignace Ntinyenga also picked up a wicket. And then Nadim Muhammad 1. But Martin Akayezu has been the pick of their bowlers, 2 for 30 in those 4 overs that he has bowled. Will it be Rukundo who bowls the 19th over? Or it'll be Eric Kubimwana. That's whom they look to be turning to. This is the important over because definitely now everything for Uganda is to send everything as far as they can. Big heave across the line. And they push for the single. That's how important it is. No one backing up. Eric could not target the bowler's end because he himself, the bowler, was not there.
Yeah, wise decision. In the heat of a moment, keeping it cool, not making the mistake of going for the throw. These are the critical moments. You just feel like I would have, or I should have. If you hit it, it's all rejoice. If you don't, it's all agony.
Intelligent bowling. A slow delivery, targeting him on the pads there. He couldn't get his bat down quick enough. Or get underneath it.
Understanding the fact that the Ugandans want to hit it far, they still got to play proper cricketing shots here and stick to the basics.
Good ball. It's a good passage of play for Rwanda here, and they're doing quite well trying to restrict Uganda as much as possible. Meanwhile, Uganda, they'll feel like they can get 25 runs or so in these remaining deliveries, and they will be okay because there are 9 deliveries left in this innings of theirs. And in those 9, they need about 25 to get what would be a power score. Anything below that, it just gives Rwanda a sniff at it. They'll believe that they have the chance of actually chasing it down.
Yeah, the likes of Alpesh Mjani, nominee of the Player of the Year, ICC, can count his name out. Goes down the leg. No pace on that one, but the line was not adequate.
He's trying to bowl a similar delivery to the second ball that he bowled. He targeted him on the pads, but there was no pace on that delivery. A little bit of intelligent bowling here from Eric, just not able to execute it, but you can see the idea that he's trying to go with.
Yeah, but the understanding is cutting off pace. And most of the times bowlers caught in two minds. There you see the trouble as he just stops in his run up there. Very final bits is when you get to rely on your instincts, your gut feeling telling you, should I go hard at it, should I cut it off? And it's a gamble. It works, it might not.
Looking for a yoke outside off stump. That's a good bowling area. Just gets the one. His team will be happy with that. He needs now to think about the other 2 remaining deliveries. This is good play from Rwanda. They're doing very well. From a team that scored 190 plus against them earlier on, now you just have them on the back foot at 137 for 5. You're doing well. Right now, you're going to be thinking, how do we utilize these 8 remaining deliveries?
Knocks him over, goes through him, and the phone call is being sent in straight away by Eric Kubimana. Juma Miyaji has to depart for 3 of 5 deliveries there. Quick and straight and onto the timber.
Great piece of bowling, targeting the stumps, rolling his fingers on that one, taking the pace off, and immediately he makes the phone call once he knew there was a connection with the stumps. The network, well in working. What's the number? Hello. Do you hear me loud and clear, Juma? You gotta go. Departs for 3 or 5. Uganda will be 137 for 6.
Lots of character, lots of effort, lots of intent shown by the Rwandan bowlers in today's play. Went for a big heave down the leg side. Pierces that fine gap between bat and pad. Picking the needle through the haystack is Eric Kubimana. Smiles on his face and the entire team in blue.
A brilliant celebration there from Eric Ubimana. We've seen that even from Luke Jongwe. Does that, makes the call every time he picks up a wicket. Oh, almost. Pascal Murungi, no fit movement on that occasion. A little bit tentative as you're called to the wicket. That'll be the end of the 19th over, and it'll be 138 for 6 after 19. Good passage of play for Rwanda. They have pegged Uganda back. Will be known to score big, and 6 deliveries will be remaining.
Final over of the first innings here between the two neighboring nations. You called it, Ella. It's going to be a very interesting 18th over. Eric Kubimana picks a wicket and keeps it calm, keeps it cool, keeps his side safe. But the final over coming through by Inyas. Starts with a slow bumper. There is an appeal and the finger will be raised as he picks up the wicket of the very first delivery. Pascal Murungi has got to depart as he catches a feather onto the gloves of the keeper.
Shaw trying to pull it, and it kept rising on him. Good bounce in that one. Got the faintest of edges to the wicket keeper. Pascal Murungi, he'll depart for 1. No bigger margin, no play of impact today. It's wicket number 7 for Uganda. There'll be 137 for the loss of 7 wickets.
Definitely a delivery, a pace, quick bowler with left arm action coming in, addressing him with a bumper up front. Caught him by the thickness of paint there. An excellent take by the keeper as well. It had plenty of carry on it as well. Definitely something in the surface for the bowlers here today. New man in is Fred. Takes a shimmy, clubs that down the ground, and that will be a maximum. A flat 6 there. And what a way to get off the mark.
Oh, Fred Arshalam, he comes in. Serious business here. Takes him on and targets the longer side of the boundary. He'll clear that one by a fair distance. Remember, that's around the 75 to 80 meter boundary. But he doesn't see anything wrong with it. Takes it on.
Yeah, had a free swing at it. Dancing down the pitch. Lovely connection. Expected that particular length by Inyas as he saw his teammate depart early.
Fred Acholomi understands the assignment here. They will need at least 15 more runs. Can they get to around 150 or close to 160?
4 deliveries surely can seem a lot.
Again, but doesn't make the connection. Feldy misses out. He was caught in two minds. That's a shot that he wanted to play initially. Going for the uppercut. But the pull shot naturally coming to him.
I've told you this before. I'll never get over the fact that batsmen always shadow the right shot right after.
Yeah, you'll be caught in two minds. You go to the one that's usually your reflex, and then you understand that sometimes it's not about reflex. Across, up in the air, just behind the keeper. Nadim Mohammed takes the catch. He was caught in two minds whether to cup the hands above his head or under his chin, but in the end he made the good decision. And Fred Achelam, with that six that he hit initially, has to go back.
Went so high in the air there, and running backwards never easy. Kept his eyes on the ball, went miles in the air. Plenty of ground to cover, and what a grab that was by Nadir Mohammed.
Never feeling that Nadir Mohammed, he has made up for the errors in catches in their previous game. Fred Achelam departs to 6 of 3, back to the pavilion. In Uganda, they lose wicket number 8, 144 runs on the board.
New man in is the bowler addition to their side, Joseph Baguma. The youngster being provided the opportunity. Excellent with the ball in hand, but he's on duty with the bat. How much more can he add to the total here? With just 2 deliveries left, Inyas picks up the second wicket of this particular over, taking his figures to 3 for 25.
Across the half stumps, they run. 145 now. 1 delivery to go. Now Peshram Jani has taken strike. What will he do with 1 solitary delivery to go before the end of the 20 allotted overs for Uganda? Just get a feeling the question will always be, is it enough that they have gotten here? If they can get 5 or 6 runs from this last delivery, they get to 150. They can just have that sign of relief.
Yeah, I feel the bowlers by the Rwandan side today have hit the right areas and just given enough runs.
Big heave, looking for a flat 6. And that's it. It does get it. The 6 does come. They do get over the 150 mark. It'll be exactly 151 of 20 for the loss of 8 wickets. Uganda will just feel that they have put up enough to be able to defend. You can hear the silence from the Rwanda side. They're a bit stunned because that 150 will be what they'll be staring at, needing 152.
Yeah, very healthy tug of war kind of match here as we have the Ugandan scorecard starting off with Robinson Abuya 34 off 32, Simon Sisazi 19 off 13, Raghav Dhawan having a brief stay of 15 off 19, but the middle order there, the skipper 44 off 33, Riyazad Ali Shah, Dinesh Nakrani 11 off 5, Alpesh Ramjani remaining in 12 off 7, a couple of single digits later on in the end, with 6 extras taking the total to 151 for the loss of 6.
That's Rwanda's bowling card there. Quite a number of bowlers used, but those that will stand out will be Martin Akayezu, who picked up 2 for 30 in 4 overs, and Eric Kubimana, who picked up 2 for 34. And then the top of them all will be Ignace Ntirinyanga, who picked up 3 for 31 in 4 overs. 6 extras were given away in those 20 overs where they put up a total of 151. And that's what Uganda was able to score against them. Do join us shortly as we see the chase by Rwanda, needing 152 runs in the allotted 20.
Welcome back from the innings break. We did see Uganda bat first. They were tucked in and forced to bat first by Rwanda won the toss, but the batting scorecard there for Uganda. Robinson Obuya 34-32. Simon Sesazi back in the side 19 of 13. Ragav 15 of 19. Riaza Talisha 44 of 33. Dinesh 11 of 5. Alpesh finished things off with 12 of 7. 3 for Miyagi. Pasco 1. But Uganda managed to get to 151 for the loss of Eric. It's the bowling cut there for Rwanda. 2 wickets for Eric. He conceded 34 in his 4. Ignias picked up 3 late wickets there, conceding 31. Martin Nakayezu 2 for 30. Nadir, the pick of the bowlers, picked 1 for 17. He milled 20 runs conceded in 2 overs. Rukundo conceded 16, but they were able to at least hold Uganda back to restrict them to 151 for the loss of 8 in the allotted 20 overs. In your frame there, the Ugandans ready to get proceedings underway. Last time round in this particular fixture, they were defending a mammoth 196 in 18 overs. This time round, a touch over 40 runs less. In your frame, the big Juma Miyagi, right arm fast bowler. He will be bowling from the airport end. Took a break yesterday against Nigeria, but he is returning to this particular one. Well, I am not alone in the commentary box. I'm joined by Bob Songa, former Rwanda captain.
Welcome back, of course, for the chase. As we see, the 2 usual suspects are for Team Rwanda, Oscar Manishimwe alongside Didier and Kubgimana out there in the middle to open the proceedings. Interestingly here, Davis, it won't be that man there on your screens, Juma Miyaji. Riazat Ali Shah has gone to his International Player of the Year. Alpesh Ramjani, left arm orthodox, to start off with a new cherry from the pavilion end. A very smart move indeed, knowing that Team Rwanda always struggles with the person coming in with that angle. Of course, the left arm angle we saw in the first game between Uganda and Rwanda, where Nakrani ran through the whole batting lineup of Team Rwanda. Of course, the intentions are clear. Riazat Ali Shah and his men in yellow and red, they would love to pick up wickets as soon as possible. There's no sleeping place. Interestingly, he has opted to go with a longer fielder. The deep mid wicket. The only 2 fielders outside the ring. Soft hands there from Oscar Manishimwe, the man in form. I would say here, alongside his partner there, Didier Ndikubwana, they put on a very good partnership. Of course, clinching that victory with 10 wickets against Team Botswana. Tucked away on the long off fielder to keep it to only 1 run. The up and running is Team Rwanda.
Well, there must clearly be some thought process to why Alpesh Ramjani has opted, why Riazat Ali Shah has opted to open the bowling with Alpesh. You'll obviously have recent recollection of how well these opening batters did against Juma Miyagi and Chauta Cosmas last time round. They took a liking to them. They cruised to 37, I think, for no loss in 4 overs. So he has gone ahead with this seasoned left-arm orthodox bowler. Bowls very full and straight. Alpesh Ramjani, if I'm not mistaken, is the leading wicket taker in the tournament so far. He's very similar to Nadir Mohammed. They bowl very, very straight. They have that quality arm ball. Always looking to attack the stumps.
You just remove the words out of my mouth. Inside edge, straight to the fielder, Senyondo, a short fine leg. He's more of a bowler, of course, who loves attacking. We saw him yesterday. One of the reasons they restricted Team Nigeria to 138 is because of that man there opening the bowling for Team Uganda, picking up 3 big wickets in that last over of his quarter to end up with the first 5 of the tournament. Into the pads one more time, straight to the fielder at short leg. Tidy lines up front. You miss a hit kind of line and length from Alpesh Ramjani. He has one, of course, that skids on. Plays this on the back foot. Lovely way to get off the mark from the captain. Straight to the fielder in the deep. Robinson Obuya at long off. 2 runs on board. Yet to get a wicket is Team Uganda.
And no surprises, Chuma Miyagi will open the bowling from the airport end. Took a break yesterday, so he'll be expected to be very well rested and should be up to the task. He will have recent memory of the fact that these 2 batters took a liking to his bowling. And you'd want to make full use of making sure that he reminds them who is boss. Rwanda need 151 runs in 114 balls to pick up what could be their second ever victory against the Cricket Cranes in international T20s.
A pace on a little bit wide on that occasion. Starts off with an extra either Juma Miyaji. I'll tell you, Davis, these 2 youngsters at the crease. Look at that on the replay. Half tracker, I must reckon, there from Juma Miyaji. And these 2 out there in the middle, Didier Ndikugimana, the captain, and Oscar Manishimwe, they love pace on. Of course, in that first encounter, they played Juma Miyaji alongside Cosmas Cheuta with ease. Short ball again. Tries to go cheeky is Didier Ndikugimana. Predicted shot there from him.
Good to see some innovation really from Didier. Goes right across the stumps. Very well followed by the senior fast bowler, Chuma Miyagi. Bit of gas on that one. But you can see what Didier is trying to do. He knows that the fine leg fielder is in the ring. So that clearly presents a boundary opportunity. It's a good thing. He just needs to get some wood to eat, but the intentions are perfect.
Oh, well played there. Getting it down to 3rd man for yet another single is Didier Ndikugimana. One of the areas he loves scoring runs up front in the power play is Didier Ndikugimana in that gully region. Always felt like the opposition side would put a fielder into that gully region when Didier and Oscar are playing.
Yeah, I think it would actually be a good option. It's not just a defensive position, but it would also be an attacking option. And Bob, as you just said, clearly there is a fly in the commentary box. The captain, Riyazat Alisha, does exactly that and moves Dawan from fast slip to gully.
Now you'd love, of course, the speedster Juma Miyaji to ball it slightly outside off stump, forcing these 2 to go for that shot. Oh, flashes hard, beats the fielder, the captain at mid-off. Can this be the first boundary? Yes, he does. Race away to the boundary. That's Oscar Manishimwe for you. Doesn't need any sighters to get one over the ropes.
Looking at the replay there, slightly short delivery. But Oscar was up to the task, hits it wide of mid-off. Oscar has been the man in form. I like the way he gets that front foot out of the way. Allows himself some freedom with those arms. And pounces on it. He's been the man in form. Yesterday he got about 80. Not out in that record ranches against Botswana. And more interestingly, and the positive they want to take is that they just done 137 in 15 overs.
To me, Davis, it's been the positive intent from that man, Oscar Manishimwe. Of course, getting those back-to-back half-centuries back in Nairobi. Since then, he has showed character. Oh, pace on offer there from Juma Miyaji.
Cramped for room there, not too wide for him to actually free his arms. I want to imagine there should have been a temptation in Riyazat Alisha's mind of bowling another spin on that end. In his bowling unit, he does have 3 quality spinners. And having had a look at how well these opening batters do against pace, Bobby want to reckon that maybe Riyazat Alisha thought about either throwing the ball to Henry Senyondo or Benjamin Joseph Baguma.
Beaten by pace one more time from Juma Miyaji. Had a very good shot with that man there, Juma Miyaji. Look at that on the replay one more time. Back over length, no chance whatsoever there. Flashes and misses it completely is Oscar Manishimwe. He loves the uppercut, but on that occasion he was beaten by the pace. That man telling me next year in the qualifiers he is going to be edging closer to that 145 clicks. Telling me how he is going to put in a lot of work in the net. Another dot ball to end over number 2. Starts off with 6 runs off his first over is Juma Miyaji. It is 8-0 after 2.
And the good news from the Gahanga Cricket Stadium is that the sun is back. It's clear skies. There was a little bit of a scare earlier with some clouds hovering over the ground. The fans will be hoping that the sky stays as clear as possible.
Plays this on back foot, not enough timing, straight to the fielder. Simon Sesazi at covers. Sticking to the left arm orthodox is Riyazat Ali Shah. On the back foot, soft hands straight to the captain himself. Again at Davis, I would love to see these youngsters adapting on how to play the left arm seamers and spinners. Something that has been haunting them for the past couple of years. You'd see even Mohamed Nadil bowling left arm orthodox. He's picked up 5 best bowler awards here in the local league in Rwanda. That shows you how they struggle playing the left armers.
Yeah, I think that's obviously a factor of more often than not. You'll find batting lineups that have a lot more right-handers, and we know that a lot of batters struggle with the ball going away from them. That creates a lot of wicket-taking opportunities, pitting the outside edges, but especially for these spinners, in particular Nadim and Alpesh, they do not only beat batters on the outside edge, but they have the ability to go right through them. Because of those arm balls they do deliver, they bowl very straight, attack the stumps, bringing in the LBW and the ball dismissal options. So you'll find a lot of right-handers struggling with those kind of questions.
Into the Pazlaro Pila. But the umpire, Isaac Ayeko, is not interested. But I could see he's sticking to the straighter deliveries. You miss a hit.
Classic move there by the left-arm orthodox spinner. The ball with the arm. The ball just simply looks to continue with the arm. That arm ball can be very dangerous. Chance there, Fred Achalam. Unfortunate not to have completed it. And with that dot ball brings an end to the third. Rwanda 10 for no loss.
It's going to be, of course, Juma Miyaji to continue from the airport end, sticking the same fielder for the right-handers. Oscar Manishimwe and Didier Ndikobgimana putting on, of course, a small partnership in the first 3 overs. Goes for a big cut shot, misses it again.
The obvious thing here is that the Rwanda batters will keep an eye on the scoreboard. They'll know that chasing 150 runs will require them to not fall far behind the 8 ball, especially in the power play itself. They wouldn't want to be anything less than that 40-run mark in the power play, so they can look to chase perhaps just over 110 runs in 14 overs. But so far, having only scored 10 runs off 3.1, they will know that they are behind the 8 ball. They need to get going.
Plays it straight to covers. Run of chance. Direct hit goes missing. Very good cricket all round and a very good indeed call from the captain, Didier Ndikubwimana.
Very well fielded there by Pasco Murungi, who having a light moment earlier before the game started. And I was congratulating him on how well he batted yesterday. But then I also told him that perhaps he needed to spend some little money buying a tin of counter glue so that he can dip his hands in that tin, get some glue so that he's able to get the ball to stick in his palms as he fields today, and he starts off pretty well.
One of the best fielders in that Ugandan side. Into the body this time round. And they sneak in for a single. Oscar Manishima is not interested in the second, telling his captain, have a go. He's been beaten by the pace of Juma Miyaji. Love the way he's targeting the top of off kind of line and length. Allowing, of course, the gully fielder to come into play with that outside edge.
As they do say, pace is pace, and pace will obviously put a number of questions in someone's mind, especially if that pace is buzzing past your ears. Many batters will want to be on the non-striker's end.
Oh, well played again, guided through that third man region from Didier Ndikubwimana, beating that fielder who was put there for that particular shot. Ragav the one. Let's get yet another single.
I'd have loved to see the replay of that one. You could see that Didier gave himself room to try and see if he could glide that down, and he did that exactly well. The replay. Oh, see how far he is. Far down the leg side. Tried to create some room. Allowed him to glide that down to third man for a single. Uganda will obviously be the happy of the two sides at this stage. Consider just 12 runs and they're nearly out of the power play.
Absolutely. Oh, beaten by pace again. Oscar Manishima this time round. He looks to be struggling.
Juma Miyagi, ladies and gentlemen, is putting on a fast bowling exhibition here at the Gahanga Kerovo. Beaten for pace. Played way too late.
He is, of course, breathing fire is Juma Miyaji.
That's the difference 24 hours can make. Yesterday, Oscar and Didier were having a field day against the Seamers from Botswana. Today, the pace has been amped a little bit. Not just a little bit, quite a bit. And there is a big difference.
Cramped from Roma, trying to pull a bullet. But can only get it to that shot mid-wicket for another dot ball. And that should be the end of the fourth. 12 for naught. Moving at 3 runs and over. Required run rate is climbing and climbing every other over. And with, of course, no surprise, Riyazat Ali Shah has given the cherry to the man who haunted Team Rwanda in their first game. Dinesh Kumar Nakrani left arm quick coming in from the pavilion end. He is the man who broke this partnership of 30 runs in their first game and ended up nearly picking up a hat-trick in that over.
I'm not too sure how to define Dinesh Nakrani as quick. His biggest strength is largely his ability to use those skills, bowl a couple of cutters, use the angle. He uses his crease pretty well.
This time round starts off with a wicket. That's Dinesh Nakrani for you. Riyazat Ali Shah makes the change. And the change brings the wicket of the captain of the opposition side. Didier Ndikubwimana has to take the long way back to the dugout. Of course, deceived by that change of pace straight away from Dinesh Kumar Nakrani.
Juma Miyagi pockets that one. Looking at that replay, Tinesh yet get balls from that wide angle. Attacks the stumps, slower delivery. Flies straight into the bucket hands of Juma Miyagi. Rwanda lose their first wicket. You would say in 2 matches, Didier is sent back, scored 4 of 13. A pedestrian knock from the skipper.
The celebrations, of course, from Juma Miyagi. He's trying to show Eric Ogimana, who was also trying to nail off his boots after picking up a couple of wickets in the first innings. As we see now, the new man in, Isaini Omugabo, joining Oscar Manishimwe for the first time. Oscar, the strike rate has gone under 50. That shows you the quality of bowling attack. They are being fed in the power play for the Ugandans. 12 for 1 after 4.1. On the replay there, when you saw Juma Miyagi taking that catch, he might have hurt himself. One of the reasons the physio is out there to check on his fingers. They still, of course, need him in the tournament.
Slight delay. There is a bit of a medical break. Juma Miyagi is getting his, looks like his finger strapped. But you will say that probably a very soft dismissal there from Didier. Never got anything behind that. And spooned it to waiting Juma Miyagi there in the covers. But interesting, Bob, is that was the first wicket Rwanda have lost in 2 matches.
First time Didier has been, of course, dismissed in 24 hours. His partner is still out there after facing, of course, 12 deliveries for his 6 runs. But again, now, when you look at the first innings, you would feel Team Rwanda have done a superb job making sure they restrict Uganda to 152. Of course, with a quality batting lineup of Team Uganda. But again, they would love now to test their middle order batsmen is Team Rwanda. They have, of course, Orkide Tuisenge. They have the young Isai out there in the middle alongside Oscar and Daniel Gumisenge. And to me, my biggest worry has been the all-rounder Martin Akayezu, a player of his caliber. He has scored 50 off 17, if I'm not mistaken, against Team Sierra Leone here on this same ground. Team Rwanda would love to see Martin Akayezu contributing for his side with the bat. They just need a collective performance is Team Rwanda to get closer to that target.
Well struck there by the younger Isaye. Cuts that with a lot of power, a lot of venom behind it, but is unable to get that past point. And you state a very, very good point, Bob. I think Rwanda are a very top-heavy side. They rely so much on their opening batters. Slow delivery. Henry Sanyedo puts in the big dive, but unable to get hand to it. First boundary for Isayed.
You wouldn't expect Sanyedo to get hold on those ones. He's not the quickest. He's not the best fielder they have. And what a way to get off the mark, of course, from the young Isaye. Shot ball pulled away, gets something inside part of the bat, allowing it to go all the way to the boundary. And again, I love the intent from the youngsters. These are 21-year-old, 22-year-old. I love the positivity they have, the approach. Cut away this time round. Beats the fielder in covers, run out chance. Robinson Buya wasn't in the best of balances to throw that ball. Already 5 runs coming off Isaiah's blade.
Yeah, that's a box ticked obviously for Isaiah. I think he's extremely positive. He walks out there as a man on a mission. You can tell that he's intentional on trying to get out there and get busy and try and get some runs on the board as quickly as possible. And that's a very good thing. Oscar Manishiwe is being kept very quiet. He'll be hoping to try and catch up. He's eaten up quite a number of dot balls. He's not gotten out of first gear. He's on 6 of 13. Unlike yesterday when he was cruising like an electric train.
Getting, of course, to his best score in T20I. Oh, beaten again at foxing him this time round. But the fielder was a little bit wider. Almost getting out in the similar fashion as Didier Ndikubwimana. leaving their bat hanging. He gets away with it is Oscar Manishimwe. And that should be the end of the 5th over, 18 for 1. Moving at 3 runs and over, you'd feel Uganda has put Rwanda on the back foot. Another change in the bowling from Riazat Ali Shah and his men in yellow and red. There you see the man who picked up 100 wickets, the first Ugandan. He's been brought into the attack to close off the power play. He has a deep square leg, is Henry Senyondo, Master Wong, as they normally call him back in Uganda.
I can't seem to remember the last time Henry bowled in the power play. I think this will be a new challenge you'll enjoy. Obviously, the fact that Frank Subuga is not playing, someone has to do the tough job. Starts off with a wide delivery. Totally unlike him. But looking at that dismissal of Didier and that last delivery in Dinesh's over, it's a bit of a two-pace wicket, especially the fact that it is a new, fresh strip we're playing on. The wicket seems to be holding, especially if the bowler manages to get some pace off that. Henry Senyondo starts off by finding the outside edge of Oscar, but luckily for Oscar, there is no slip fielder. And they scamper through for a single.
You'd feel when you look at that, of course, outside edge that went for a single, you'd feel Oscar Manishima is not timing the ball superbly at the moment. The last time he got something out of the sweet spot of the bat was that boundary offer, of course, Juma Miyaji's first over. There's now, of course, a sleeping play. Loud appeal goes on the back foot and the finger is up from Enesi Abiba. Strikes goal is Henry Senyondo in his first very over in the power play. Getting rid of Isayi Niyomugabo. Another batsman has to depart, trying to play a full ball on the back foot. It is 20 for 2 after 5.2 overs, moving at 3 runs and over. Look at that on the replay. Deceived by the flight. As straight as you like. Very easy decisions for the umpire, Enesi Abib. Isayi Niyomugabo has to depart for his 5 or 4 deliveries. With, of course, 1 boundary. As we see the man, Orkide Tuyisenge, was brought back into the attack. On the side, of course, after missing out on those 2 tours. The one in Malawi where Rwanda came out victorious, and the qualifier in Kenya has been given a chance one more time from the coaching staff, coming in when his side have lost 2 wickets inside the power play. Could feel Team Rwanda need Orkide at this particular moment to bring out all the experience he possesses.
The Ugandan lineup has done well already. Watch Day is underway. But Uganda will feel very happy with this result right now. The fact that you'll feel that they have ticked the box of controlling the runs in the power play. And more importantly, they have seen the back of the 2 opening batters from Rwanda. They will know they are on top.
I'll tell you, Oscar is still out there in the middle, but I feel you, Davis. This is not the usual Oscar we know, who normally strikes it powerfully in the power play.
On 8 of 16, I do not think Uganda will mind him being there. I'm trying to open up the statistics, but I will tell you that Henry Senyondo is in some legendary company, having picked up 102 T20I international wickets. That list is led by Team South, who's picked up 164 T20 wickets. Looking at, of course, in your frame there, the youngster is yet to bat. Very close to the leg stump there. Oscar Manishiwe, very, very lucky to get there with that one. And with that dot ball brings an end to the 6th. Rwanda 21 for 2.
Done and dusted with the power play. Of course, you'd feel Uganda are still on the upper hand. They had 36 for not in the power play. Whereas Team Rwanda, they are on 21 for 2 after the power play. You see the batting chart. Didier, the captain, had to depart, being outfoxed, of course, by Dinesh Nakrani for his 4 of 13. Oscar Manishimwe's pedestrian knock is still out there in the middle. 18 deliveries for his 8. And Isai Niyomugabo's short stay had to come to an end. And there you see the bowling chart. Impressive figures there from Henry Senyondo, Master Wong. 1 over, 1 wicket, going for only 3 runs. They've been very tidy, only giving away 3 extras in the power play. It's going to be Dinesh Kumar Nakrani to bowl the 2nd over from the pavilion end. Picking a wicket from the very fast delivery of his first over. Something that is becoming a habit for Dinesh. Full ball, not enough timing on that occasion from Orkide to Yisenge. I won't be alone, of course. I will be joined by Zaid Khan. Welcome back, Zaid.
Yeah, lovely to be back in the comms box. And Orkide Tuisenge out there in the middle. Rwanda international with the most amount of international runs to his name. Dabs it down to 3rd man there. Interesting pair we've got out in the middle. Both aggressive batsmen. If there is a pair that can bring some balance to the rocking ship of Team Rwanda here, has got to be this particular pair. Oscar Manishimwe, we've seen him get off to a flyer multiple times, but being partnered, brushes the pads there, they'll pick up a quick single. Being partnered alongside Orkide is what we're intrigued to see.
Well said there, Zed. I'll tell you the big question here is how long can Orkide Tuisenge stay out there in the middle? How long can he occupy that crease? Every time he gets out in the middle, he gets himself out. Full ball driven down, straight back to the bowler himself, Dinesh Kumar Nakrani.
Coming back to your question, Bob, definitely a quality play, and most of the times he ends up giving away his own wicket, but occupying the pitch there is a good contender for being out there in the middle, and Rwanda will feel safe if he's there.
Change of pace, well played from Orkide to Isenge, playing it to short, fine leg there at Henry Senyondo. Of course, a man, of his caliber. A man was the first Rwandan to cross 1,000 runs in international T20 eyes. That man, Orkide to Isenge.
Yeah, and speaking of Dinesh Kumar Nakrani as well, last time that he bowled to this particular side was an absolute nightmare for the Rwandan side, as he picked his first 4 wickets without giving a single run in the beginning.
Oh, beats the outside edge to close off the 7th over. It is 24 for 2. Square dim up on that occasion.
Excellent delivery to end the over. It's going to be 24 for the loss of 2 after 7. Yeah, and Joseph Baguma will have a go at it from the airport end. The youngster who's been provided the opportunity to come into the side for this particular game. Quality spin, he's been bowling. Look at the amount of turn he's started generating. That shows you the skill he possesses.
Of course, he was left behind from that Uganda A side. Knowing a thing or two about these Rwandan batsmen is the young Joseph Benjamin Baguma. Not enough timing, run out chance this time round. Wrong end, I reckon, there from Alpesh from Jani. He would have thrown here straight to the wicketkeeper, Fred Ashelaman, where Oscar Manishimwe wasn't even in frame.
Yeah, tough decision to make there. Caught in two minds was Alpesh. Again, back of the land delivery has been hit on to the leg side there. Will pick up just a single. Power behind that, but the placement not too adequate.
You'd feel Oscar Manishimwe has missed out on that one with the form he's been in. Of course, the half tracker doesn't get enough treatment. Oh, look at that turn, getting the outside edge of the bat. You would feel Joseph Baguma needs a sleeping place.
Yeah, but again, he's been bowling short of length more than he most often does. He is getting plenty of turn out of the surface here. Good signs for the spinners.
Full ball goes on one knee. There's a fielder under that one who can only watch it sail over him. Is the tall lad, Robinson Obuya. He breaks the shackles. Is Oscar Manishimwe. Move to 15 off 22. Telling his partner, I've had enough.
Yeah, played it with a turn there. Predetermined. High and handsome. Square of the wicket goes Manishimwe Oscar for a maximum. Beautiful looking shot. Final delivery of the 8th over coming in now. Keeps it on the ground. Will pick up 2 runs. Chance of a run out. And the finger hasn't gone up.
We'll have to look at that on the replays there. It looked like Oscar Manishimwe was already walking back to the dugout. That was a very good throw from Pascal Murungi in the deep. Look at that on the replay, driven beast that fielder at point. Pick and throw from Pascal Murungi. Straight to the wicket keeper. Not even in the frame. Oscar Manishimwe will live to die another day. And with that, we come to the end of the 8th over. It is 35 for 2.
The Ugandans cannot believe what has just happened there. Have a look at that. Slow down. Should have been an easy decision. And not given there.
Not only an easy decision, Zaid, Oscar Manishimwe was already halfway to the dugout. 35 for 2 after 8.
Like you said, he lives to survive. Henry Senyondo comes back into the attack for his 2nd over. First over giveaway, just 3 runs. Plays it down the ground, will pick up just a single there.
Drives it down the ground to long off as I take also a short break. It is getting cold here at Gahanga Cricket Ground. Allow me to go grab myself a cup of coffee as I also welcome Mr. Eli back into the commentary box.
Plays that one off the back foot around the corner. Will settle for just 1. Welcome back, Eli. What would you have to say about what just happened? You're watching it live.
Nothing. We keep moving, focus on the job at hand. We just have to find another way to pick up the wickets. And Yusununju has done well. 3 singles is given away. 38 for 2 is what Rwanda are on, but that required run rate now kissing the turn mark. They're currently just below 4.5. They need to try and escalate things. Gives himself room. Hit the man at long on.
Having a word with a good friend of Henry Senyondo, Simon Sesazi. Let me know Henry is amongst the best bowlers because he wants the batsman to have a go at him. He provides the deliveries for the batsman to go for a big hive. And that is why he results into wickets.
Well, that's the only way you can get wickets, if you give them the opportunity to think that they can score big on you. That'll always present the opportunity. And that's the art of spin bowling. You deceive the batter into thinking that he has that chance of either hitting you for a big one, or you can just deceive him in where it's going to pitch and turn. Straight up, targeting the shorter boundary. And that'll be a welcome 6. Neatly timed by Oscar Manishimwe. Not the way that he wanted to end that over, Henry Senyondo. It becomes a big one.
Yeah, just waited for it, timed perfectly. And flat 6 for Manishimwe Oscar. That will be the end of the 9th over. It's 46 for the loss of 2. Alpeshwaram Jani will be back into the attack now from the airport end, as the equation on hand is 106 needed of 66 legal deliveries here.
And when you look at the ratio of deliveries left and what's needed, it's a simple enough equation to work it out. But it takes people there at the crease to just believe in themselves. I love an opportunity whereby Rwanda, they don't just look to go helter-skelter, but they actually work out a formula of scoring runs. Targeting to get 5 singles, then a boundary in the over gives you a chance. Like what happened in the previous over. They had 5 singles, then on the last one, they got a big one. That's the way that you would need to work it out.
And doing just that with that single picked up by Manishimwe Oscar. Plenty of times we've seen the Ugandan side not ending the over well. Plenty of bowlers have been guilty not finishing a tidy over, providing a loosener in the end.
Looking to punch it down the ground, but it just hits his partner there.
Oh, just a friendly fire.
Because they need to have the pedigree to chase down targets, even against better opposition. You work these singles, they come in handy. That's what you need to do. It'll help you. Have a formula, stick to it, work it out, and don't be bogged down.
Alpeshwaram Jani, not the biggest of turners, but keeps it tight, keeps it in the channel, in the corridors. Plays it on the back foot. Beautiful looking shot. Will pick up just a single.
With that run, Oscar Manishimwe is now 3 runs short of 1,000 runs in T20Is. I don't know if it's something that he'll be aware of, or he'll just know when he walks off the park. Bowled him, cleaned him up. Ochida Tienge trying to play it across the line, misses it totally, and it crushes into the stumps.
Outfox there by Alpeshwaram Jani with the arm ball, the quicker one. Just skidded on to the off stump there. Going for a big shot, misses it completely. Knocking onto the timber behind him.
Tisenge departs in 10 of 15, courtesy of being bowled by Alpeshwaram Jani.
I was about to mention Manishimo Oscar getting to that milestone. But right after the 10th over, Team Rwanda is on 50 for the loss of 3. That man there who just lost his wicket.
Well, the loss of that wicket just dampens the mood around the Gahanga Cricket Stadium. You can drop a pin and you can hear it because they understand the importance of each wicket that falls. And it only pushes the required run rate higher. Now just slightly over 10. And they're currently scoring at 5. Punch down the ground. He's now 2 away from 1,000 runs.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see him stay and hang around. The man who's tasted that milestone himself. He's crossed it, but he departed a bit early. Orkide Tuisenge, another millennial man. Henry Senyondo coming in now from the pavilion end.
I'm talking about milestones. Senyondo picked up his 100th wicket. Now this one, he should be around the 102 day mark in T20 eyes. The career spanning over 20 years in international cricket.
We'll always remember. He got the milestone against the neighbors here at Gahanga. Special place for him indeed.
Floated up, you know, fall short of the man, Robinson Obuya, and long off. This is how Henry Sonyo picks up wickets. He's always tossing it up, giving you that chance to believe that you can send it for plenty. However, by the time that you realize that it's not really coming onto you, you'll be halfway through your shot. Rocking back, played straight. And cut off. Maramjani sends it in a quick one. That's a good throw. Good cricket all around. The shot was good, the throw was good.
From the look at that, you could see how much time Manishima Oscar had. So much footwork, so much foot movement there. Gumisenge Daniel, the new man in.
Cleaned him up. Tossed up. Thought was in the arc. Missed it totally. You miss, I hit. And the deception in the flight in that one. Outfoxed, you would say.
A gem of a delivery there. An absolute dolly. Stayed straight. And a poor shot there by Gumisenge Daniel. Trying to play across it and misses it completely. No bat involved. As Rwanda lose their 4th wicket. This is around the time when the skies get grey. Literally and also for the Rwandan side.
A gloomy cloud coming over the Gahanga. Just a symbol of state of things as well for Rwanda. Look at the worm there. By this time, the blue line symbolizing Uganda had only 2 dots on it. But now, if you look at the turquoise blue symbolizing Rwanda, 4 bumps on it. It's the loss in wickets, and it is always taking them further and further away. You would want that one to be closer to the blue one towards the end.
Alpesh Ramjani coming in for his final over here. He's given away just 8 runs so far. Has picked up a wicket. Kept it very, very tight. Safe as a bank.
A very disciplined, quick single on the offer. And that one should be...
not given there by the umpire. Was a lovely throw. Accurate and sharp to the keeper.
Looking for a quick single there. Could pick up and throw.
Excellent work there by the keeper. Jean-Pierre Rukundo, the new man in, and the lone warrior Oscar Manishimwe has got to work on a new partnership now. Plays it straight back to the bowler, and they steal a single there.
Risky running. Risky. You have had 2 close calls, but you still decide to take another risky one. And that's the pressure when you lose wickets and you know that you have a fairly amount of work to do with the bat. 97 needed from 51.
Yeah, Jean-Pierre Rukundo on that occasion. Have a look at that. Trying to steal a single there. An accurate throw would have seen the back of Jean-Paul Rukundo and knocks him over. Has gone through Manishimwe Oscar, the only man standing there. Goes for a big shot, creates room, but misses it in the end.
Oscar Manishimwe will depart having scored 30 from 33. And they couldn't get him out through the runouts, but this time timber the hit and he has to go. He will fall 1 run short of 1,000 runs. But have a look at that. Giving himself way too much room outside the leg stump. Missing that one. Alpesh Ramjani picks up his 2nd wicket. Oscar departs for 30 of 33, strike rate of 90.
Alpesh Ramjani telling Manishimwe Oscar there, I'm not following you, I'm following the wickets. He stayed focused, stuck to his line. The score is 55 for 5 now. Half of the side back into the dugout, and the equation will keep getting tougher and tougher. Tough as nails at the moment for Team Rwanda. The men in blue will need to work out a partnership here desperately. Emil Rukeriza, the new man in, will be facing a taste of his own medicine as he's a spinner as well. Paces that through extra cover. Will pick up a single, gets off the mark there. Jean-Pierre Rukundo could play a handy knock. We've seen him in the emerging tournament. Played plenty of useful knocks for his side. Punches that for a single. End of the 12th over. It's 57 for the loss of 5 as Rwanda need 95 in 48 legal deliveries. With the end of the 12th over, we see the end of the spell by Alpesh Ramjani, picking up 2 wickets. Gave away just 12 runs. Very, very tidy work by the spinner. Henry comes back in for his final over of his spell. Just crashing onto the pads there, but way down the leg.
Slight drizzle coming in. The umpires still deeming it as safe to play. They don't think it's a threat to the surface and the wicket here. Quicker delivery. We still have a game to go. There'll be one more game coming after this one, where it'll be Nigeria taking on Botswana. 1:45 local time is the starting time for that one. Well flighted.
Such a nice tosser off the ball there, Henry Senyundo. Just creating that illusion, putting out the bait for the batsman to bite upon. And knocks him over. Exactly what we were talking about, and held its line onto the stumps. That will be the end of a brief innings by Jean-Pierre Rukundo. 6 wicket goes down.
Beaten for pace, quicker one, flatter trajectory. And caught him unawares. The bat even went up in the air. Good piece of bowling from Henry Senyundo. Flighted a couple of deliveries. Then on this occasion, flatter one. Jean-Pierre Rukundo has to go. Rwanda lose another wicket here. And there will be 57 for the loss of 6.
Henry hitting the bullseye on that occasion. Flat and quick. And tries to play across, committing to that mistake of playing across the line of trajectory. Ends up paying the price with his wicket. Troubles continue for the man in blue. Now needing 95 of 44 deliveries. But the concern is the amount of wickets left in hand. Just 4 more to go. Does Henry finish with a 4th wicket? 1 more delivery left in this over. He's picked up 3. Has given away 17 runs only.
He's done well, Senyundo. 2 more deliveries to go before he finishes his allotted 4 magnificent figures of 3 for 17 so far.
We'll shake hands with Henry on that occasion. Martin Akayezu. What a brilliant over to bowl as the final one of his spell. It's 13 overs now. 58 for the loss of 6, Team Rwanda. Got young Joseph Baguma back into the attack now.
Up in the air. Man under it. Should be a simple catch. And yes, it is. Joseph Baguma. The first time that we're seeing him in this tournament. And he picks up a wicket. He continues to be impressive, this young man. Rwanda, they lose another one. Courtesy to some really needless shot playing, you would say. Martin Akayezu trying to heave it leg side. Top edges it. And a simple catch is taken out in the deep by Raghav Dhawan.
In he comes, out he goes. His 2 balls faced. He's got to depart early. Should have played an impactful innings for his side. Plenty of expectations relied upon his shoulders. But that's that, and the new man in is the southpaw, Nadir Mohammed. Will be joining Emil Rukariza, 2 spinners of the Rwandan side. Now it's left upon the bowlers. And it is a big, big task. A huge mountain to climb for these 2.
Nadir Mohammed, tall order he has to do here. Rwanda, a pale shadow of the team that we saw yesterday. when they were in action against Botswana, and they were full of confidence. But in this one, you just get a feeling that they were fearing the big name of Uganda. And they didn't show the same tenacity that they had yesterday, the same sort of urgency to pick up singles. A different formula that they've used today, and it only shows in what they have on the board. 58 for the loss of 7 wickets.
Much quicker one this time, and I couldn't agree any more to you, Eli, on that. They've played the name and not the game. You could see the absolute day and night difference in today's batting and yesterday's play.
A brilliant time for also Joseph Aguma to be given a run. You're playing against an opposition that is not as well polished as the other game yesterday. It gives him opportunity to build his confidence in international cricket. Swings at that one. Sweeping it away to hit Pascal Morungi. A deep backward square. And that will be the end of the 14th over. 14 overs done. 6 remain from here. It's 59 for 7 for Rwanda. Changing the commentary box. New 2 pair of voices to take you through the last 6 overs, if we're to get there.
Juma Miyaji back into the attack. Pace on offer. No clue whatsoever from Nadil Muhammad. Not sure what just happened here. I just walked out here in the commentary box going to get a cup of coffee. And now he's already 7 wickets down.
Looking at that, they are clearly Nadim. Not very comfortable with the pace, you'd say. Going far down the leg side, but yes, Bob, it was a blink of an eye, and Rwanda lost close to 5 wickets for nothing.
Into the pads on that occasion.
Emiro Chiriza tries to scamper for a single. Bullseye there from Riyazat Alisha, and this time very easy decision. Needless, running like headless chicken, totally unnecessary. Rwanda lose yet another wicket.
First time lucky, second time lucky, but this time round, Riyazat Alisha does it himself, hitting the bullseye. What an effort there from the captain to get rid of the young Emiru Kiriza. I'm not sure where he was going, honestly speaking. Balls it into the pads, but very quick fielding there from Riyazat Alisha. He had microseconds to hit the bullseye. That should be the 8th wicket down.
I just can't understand what Emiru Chiriza is making noise over. He wasn't even in the frame. Easy decision for the umpire. But among those wickets, Henry has picked up 3 wickets. And Henry sits in some legendary company on that list of T20 internationals. The replay of the run out called Nadim through, but Nadim wasn't interested. Riyazat Alisha wasn't even nowhere close to making his ground. Bullseye it is. Henry sits between Shahid Afridi and Shadab Khan. If Henry manages to pick up another 5 wickets in the tournament, he will have caught up with Lasith Malinga. Potentially, Henry can quickly climb up this particular table and get into the top 5 leading wicket takers. Above him is Shem Ngoche from Kenya, who sits on 117 wickets. Just another indication of just how well Henry has done in the Ugandan yellow and red.
Oh, lovely piece of yoka, slightly outside off stamper. Cramping him for room, of course. He is, of course, a man who works with records. Is a Henry Senyondo. I'll tell you, Davis, every time you give him a ball against Team Rwanda, who will pick up a wicket or two, if not three. And again, coming back to our question earlier on in the commercial box, we spoke about how left-handers have been troubling Team Rwanda. So far in this innings, they have picked up 6. Beaten by Pacer. Pace on. He's bowling rockets, is that young man. Juma Miyaji.
Totally out of their depth, you will say. Playing very late on Juma Miyagi's deliveries. Being beaten for pace. The worrying part is that it's only just under 15 overs. And Rwanda have lost 8 wickets. You feel that Rwandan mid order is extremely frail.
Pace on off again, swing and a miss one more time. You can see he is living with himself, missing the off stump by a whisker. Give away only 1 run and the run out in his over. It is 60 for 8 after 15 now. Young Benjamin Baguma Joseph, after picking up that big wicket of Martin Akayezu, comes into ball. He started over from the airport end.
Others would prefer to call him BJ Baguma. But we were already having conversation about some slightly, you'd say, Bible revision about who Joseph and Benjamin's father was. And you seem to have a pretty good idea, Bob.
So we still have a long way to go in this tournament, Davis Karashani. I'll tell you, I will definitely answer that question. It was cheeky, but doesn't get enough timing and connection on that occasion. You could see and feel that now the Ugandan bowlers are trying to run out their overs and get things done. Nothing much coming from the batsmen. Oh, flashes back to the bowler. Hit like a rocket on that occasion. But you'd feel he is living with himself, missing out on the 2nd wicket.
The straighter delivery from Baguma. I think you'll enjoy this contest. Him bowling to the left-hand batter. Ball going away should be an easy one for him. He's already strung together 4 dot balls.
Swept, but swept straight to the fielder, Pascal Murunji. Who would feel he missed out on that run out? I'll tell you, Benjamin Baguma, a young man from Nyakasura who dreamed to play at Lugogo back in the days. And guess what? He is putting on the yellow and red. Dreams do come true here, Davis. And one of the players, I believe, he will be the contenders of replacing Frank Subuga.
Very big shoes to step into. But he does have the quality in him. And he beats the outside edge of Eric, totally clueless there. And with that dot ball, brings an end to the 16th. Rwanda 61 for 8.
The man at the moment who's bowling rockets is coming in to finish his quarter. Juma Miyaji. Swing and a miss, same result. trying to create room again. Mohamed Nadil misses the leg stump. Now the big question here is how long can he resist?
Well, the required rate being 23.7 and over required for Rwanda to win. I think it's important for the batters just look to try and get as much experience, knock it around.
You said knock it around, but Juma Miyaji has other ways of knocking Nadil out. You could feel that wicket was coming as Juma Miyaji picks up his first. And it is 61 for 9. Look at that on the replay.
Full and straight. And this time Juma gets the bullseye. Nadir unable to make any connection. Goes for 3 off 15. I wouldn't really mind that so much at this stage. You want to try and pick up as much international experience, especially for the batters, the position they find themselves in. With their side struggling at 61 for 9 in just over 16 overs. It would be good and it would be positive if these two batters can manage to keep it and bat the 20 overs. But look at the scorecard there. Didier got 4 off 13. Oscar 30 off 33. Isaiah got only 5 off 4. Ochidef 10 off 15. Not much to write home about. 1-2, 1-1, 1-3, 0-0. Not a very good looking scorecard.
Just add +250. That's a telephone number on the batting chart of Team Rwanda. There you see the bowling chart. Of course, the two left-handers, left-arm orthodox, picking up 3 apiece. You would feel a little bit disappointed in seeing the likes of Orkidetu Isenge, Daniel Gumisenge, that youngster, Isaini Omugabo, not trying to, of course, get that experience from the team that has played the World Cup. I'm not sure why everyone came out to prove a point. Instead of course, occupying the crease, getting used to the left armers. No ball called, I believe, that's overstepping. A little bit too harsh on that occasion. But it's going to be a free hit for the young Eric Kubgimana. No, the happiest, of course, is Juma Miyaji. Believe me, he's got a ball the quickest. Oh, well played from Eric Kubgimana down to extra cover. Simon Sesaze, a little bit of fumble, run out chance. And the loud appeal there, and the umpire NSC Abib all the way from Nigeria says not out.
I think for me that is what you'd want to see from obviously the last pair of Rwandan batters. Just try and occupy the crease. Get anywhere close to that 20 over mark. There is valuable experience on offer. The result might be far out of reach, but you do not buy international experience in the supermarket. So get it right here.
And there are plenty of supermarkets around here at Gahanga. Oh, misses the leg stump. Is Juma Miyaji. I remember back in the days, Davis, when you used to look at that on the replay. A very good bowling at the death from Juma Miyaji. Back in the days when we used to play in Uganda. I'm talking about the 2008-9. We used to be clobbered, of course, but our main task was to play out the overs. Don't look at the scoreboard, just play out the overs, gain that experience. Something these youngsters are missing out. Beaten by pace again. Getting the taste of his own medicine is Kubgimana Eric.
I think it's always very helpful if you are set out for a tournament, have a couple of objectives you want to tick at the end of the day. And I would imagine whereas the result would be such a big objective you want to get, but it's key for you to stay as realistic as possible. Pick as much experience, put in a fight, show character against the slightly bigger boys, but at the end of the day, it's important that you pick up something that is of value, which could be experience.
Experience, you say, and the experience comes out from Juma Miyaji. Look at that on the replay. He is showing Eric Kubgimana removing his boots, telling him Let me know your telephone number. I call you at the hotel. We'll have a chat later in the evening. What a game we've had here as Juma Miyaji cleans up Team Rwanda. It is 65 all out inside 17 overs.
Great sights there. Good sporting camaraderie, you would say. Eric did the exact same thing to Juma Miyagi in the first inning. Juma Miyagi pays him in the same currency. But that's what you want to see. We play for our countries, we wear different jerseys, but at the end of the day, sport must always be at the forefront, enjoying each other's company. But in this particular one, looking at the replay, full and straight delivery. Eric could only get a faint edge to it, and he simply plays that on. Juma Miyagi quickly rushes to get his boot off. He didn't even bother dialing the number. Oh, then he remembered to dial the number. All the excitement. Are you there, sir?
Very good sight indeed. It is, of course, called the game of the gentleman's game for one reason. But it's going to be, again, a Team Rwanda on the losing side after winning the toss, putting in Uganda to bat, restricting them to 152. But boy, oh boy, they've been balled out, cleaned by the likes of Juma Miyaji. They are picking up 2 wickets, and the left-arm orthodox 2-3 apiece. There you see the batting chart: 4 from Didier the captain, 30 from Oscar Manishimwe, 10 from Orukidetu Isenge. Nothing much, not even a single double digit from the rest. 5 extras being bowled by the men in red and yellow. Uganda winning by 86 runs in their second encounter against Team Rwanda. As we wait for the bowling chart, Juma Miyaji making sure he cleans up the tail. There you see the bowling chart. Alpesh Ramjani, of course, with an economy of 3, picking up 2 wickets, and Juma Miyaji 2 wickets in the end, and 3 wickets from Henry Senyondo with an economy of 4, and Joseph Benjamin Baguma 3 overs 13 for his 1 wicket, the big one of Martin Akayezu. They see the match summary of match day for game number 7. Uganda, of course, being put into bat. Riazat Ali Shah, the captain, this time around getting some runs, 44 of 33. Robinson Obuya once again contributing with about 34 of 32. Simon Sesazi being brought into the side, 19 of 13. Inyansi picking up 3 wickets, a little bit expensive, going for 31. And Martin Akayezu, 2 for 30 in his 4 overs. And Eric Kovgimana, 2 for 34. And Rwanda, Oscar Manishimwe once again 30 of 33, and Orkidetu Yisenge 10 of 7. There you see the standings. Uganda up there after playing 4 games. They haven't lost a game. Look at that net run rate of 4.23 with 8 points, followed by, of course, Nigeria, who is taking on Botswana this afternoon. 3 games, they have won 2, they lost 1 with 4 points. But a bit of worry on their net run rate, which is 0.49, and Rwanda ahead of Botswana, winning 1 game. And there you see the next match at 1:45 p.m. The 7th of December. Botswana will be taking on the Yellow Greens. It is me, Songabo Bashir, signing out as we go to the post-match with our mate, Mr. Eli Tawanda.
It's a good afternoon and welcome to the post-match presentation that we had of two neighboring countries that are going at it again for the second time in this tournament. I'm talking about Uganda, who are taking on Rwanda. Rwanda won the toss in the morning, elected to bowl first, hoping that they can restrict Uganda around 150 mark. 151 is what they were able to put up on the score. However, Rwanda not able to chase down what was required of 152. Let's have a chat with the captain of Rwanda, Didier. Didier, you won the toss but not the game. Where do you feel you guys lost it out there?
Okay, we bought very well in the first inning. The problem was when we were batting in the second inning. We didn't have a partnership, so that's why.
You guys had a lot of confidence yesterday against Botswana. Where did it all go today?
I don't think. Okay, today it didn't happen. So we are looking forward to come strong next game.
Thank you so much. Good luck in your next one.
Thank you.
We move on to the next segment. I'm going to call upon our third umpire, Patrick Makumbi, who will be doing the presentation of the player of the match, who's also the captain of Uganda. So we're going to kill two birds with one stone. Our player of the match, that will be Riyazat Aliat Shah. First of all, you will pick up your oar, then you have a chat with me. Scoring 44 of 33 and also just managing to see his side to another win. There were other performances. Obuya scoring 34 of 32. Riyazat, this has become a real knack of winning games and doing also performing pretty well. How do you feel?
Feels amazing. Winning games is always give you confidence. That's amazing, and we are doing basic things right. That's working for us, and we'll keep doing the basic things right for the longer period.
Give us what you're going through. We see that you brought in Sesazi today, rested a few more players. What's the reason behind that?
We want to see a couple of combinations towards the tournament because our aim is for September tournament, the qualifiers, and before qualifiers we want to see a couple of the combination which will work for us.
All right, and also just walk us through how you guys better today. You didn't get off to an explosive start, but still managed to get 150 on the board. How did you go about that?
We betted first couple of hours and we saw that wicket is not batting friendly, and we want to go and chip in and rotate the strike and go till the end, bat till the end. That was our target because wicket was not easy to bat on. Our target was to score above 150. Yeah, that's what we did.
Right now we talk personally. Another milestone for you, player of the match. How are you finding it out there with the bat?
It's good. It's good. Always good to score runs for the team and winning games for the team, and it's always feel good. Yeah.
When you walk out in the middle, do you feel under pressure because you've got a pool of players that can pull their weight? Do you have any pressure going into bat there?
Not really, but there was some pressure because I was not scoring runs the way I wanted to. But I went there and just I believe in myself that go score some runs for the team. Team needed you.
Congratulations and good luck in your next one.
Thank you.
As the player of the match, Riyazat Aliat Shah, thank you for watching this one. Do stand by for the next game between Botswana and Nigeria.